Whole lot of news to go over, ranging from Joe Mixon being out at least the first 4 weeks of the season, which means that Woody Marks is maybe potentially on his way to the moon, a midseason monster in midseason form, walking into week one. A midseason monster in midseason form for week one. And this group looks fantastic, might I say. And Marks is on this list, as is Thornton, as is so many other winners. Just tons of winning going on this offseason on this channel. And Marks is going to serve people well in his potentially new role that's quietly under the radar. And maybe they make a trade. Maybe ETN goes to Houston because of this news. Maybe not. Maybe Marks doesn't get a shot till week 4. Maybe this is a Chase Brown blueprint, a trajectory of not doing anything till week 4. So we got to be careful and not get ahead of our skis. Amari Cooper. Okay, Amari Cooper in LV. What's that mean? Oh, poor Thornton. No, Thornton to the moon because Jacobe Meyers wants out and is not happy about not getting a deal. We'll talk a little bit about McLaurin, which we covered earlier. We've got a whole bunch of stuff to go over on the Fantasy Football Show. Breaking news show. Monday through Friday. This is a news show Monday through Friday. This is the official news show, the only news show you need. And it all begins right now. So file on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Live whenever news breaks. Big news. And granted, I waited to go live on some of this because there's so much breaking. There's no sense in going live on Amari Cooper when you've got other things happening. Kenny Pickett was just traded to the Raiders, and the Raiders will have Kenny Pickett now as their backup. There's a lot of things unfolding. So in a situation like this, so close to the 8 p.m. Eastern news show, which this is Monday through Friday, we got to wait and let all this compile because some of the stuff is small, but it's impacting. Amari Cooper and LV. Look, Thornton is the guy you want to own. Thornton is the player, Thornton Jr., that could go to the mother freaking moon. And if Myers is out and Cooper's in, Cooper's older, Cooper could drop off. There's no talent left but Thornton if Cooper doesn't end up penciling out. So it's very easy to be like, oh, Smitty, this doesn't feel right. Another wide receiver. No, this is good news. Thornton Jr. to the mother freaking moon. Could take him some time too. Don't get in front of your skis on this one either. So another midseason monster potential, star in the making in Thornton Jr. This board is looking great. Now we do got to probably remove Garendo for now. I still believe Garendo has something to say about his situation. He's banged up right now. Shanahan saying some things that are not, and we need to clear this board out a little bit anyway. Shanahan saying some stuff that doesn't make anybody feel good that owns the guy. I'm talking about Garendo, saying that B-Rob Jr. was brought in to be the number 2 running back. Garendo dropped the ball multiple times in a practice. He's been banged up, and then the day after all the fumbleitis situation, they go and get Brian Robinson Jr. So we're gonna clear that board out a little bit. Things happen, and you gotta be able to adjust and adapt. You gotta stay on your toes. You gotta be able to be loose and liquid with this thing, and that's how we do it. So Pickett to the Raiders. I don't know if they got him on a half size hand discount. The amount of money you save with gloves and different things, having Kenny Pickett on the roster might pay for itself. So I don't know. Kenny Pickett, hopefully he doesn't drop the clipboard as he's trying to grip that thing, sitting behind Geno. But this is such good news for Thornton at the end of the day if Myers is out. And Myers is, according to this report right here, for those that have been living under a rock today, NFL Network's Ian Rappaport reports that the Raiders wide receiver Jacobe Meyers has requested a trade amidst new contract negotiations. Now, bringing in Amari Cooper. I don't know if I said trade a minute ago. I don't know if I did. But Amari Cooper signed, rather. Signing Amari Cooper is not good news for Jacobe Meyers' contract situation. Requesting a trade, being a pretty tradable wide receiver, The market's probably there for this. Raiders might be interested in moving on. They might also look at Thornton and say, look, we got our guy here, and we really, really like what we see, and this is our future. If we're going to pay a wide receiver, let's pay him a couple years out, not now. Let's not pay Jacobe Meyers what he's thinking he's going to get. He's seeing all these guys get paid. I mean, Jacoby just saw McLaurin get paid. Jacoby thinks he can get paid. Scotty, the phone lines aren't open right now. This is the news in monologue. We don't take phone calls during this section, my boy. So, Jacoby, where could he go? I mean, San Francisco is so banged up that all their players will be hurt by tomorrow, so they might come a knocking. You've got other situations that potentially could rise up. Where could Jacoby land? Where's Jacoby? Maybe Pittsburgh wants another wide receiver. They always seem to have their hat in the ring for that. You've got maybe a team like I could see the Jets being interested in bringing in another wide receiver to help Justin Fields. I could see this being a player that, let's see, where could he go? I think, Buffalo, I could see him having interest, and then I could see them just not. The thing is, Keon Coleman's looking good. Keon Coleman's getting talked up by his teammates as being on a whole nother level this offseason. There's been some negative Keon Coleman videos about route running, and he doesn't look good here and there, but Keon Coleman looks fantastic according to his teammates. They keep talking him up like a madman. You know who's got a thin wide receiver room? I mean, they need wide receivers bad. It's the Detroit Lions. Just kidding. So, look, Tesla's in. This is a crowded place. The Detroit Lions. Just on a real quick side note, I'm joking. Tesla is in probably the most crowded wide receiver or pass catcher room in the NFL, and he's still making plays. This midseason monster-looking guy is still figuring it out on such low numbers. He'll be efficient. He's wild. I mean, you got Amon-Ra St. Brown. You've got J-Mo, you've got Laporta, you've got Gibbs probably ahead of Laporta, Gibbs ahead of J-Mo. Gibbs is probably number 2. So in pecking order, exact pecking order, you have St. Brown, Gibbs, J-Mo, Laporta, and then Tesla. Somehow this guy's going to have like 7 or 8 touchdowns this year. So anyway, we don't know where he could land. Trying to think of a place. Green Bay's kind of banged up right now in their wide receiver room. Jaden Reed. You've got obviously all kinds of injuries. Christian Watson's not going to be right this year. You got a lot of reasons why the Packers could say, hey, let's go get Jacoby Meyers, which will put a little bit of a sting in the value of Matthew Golden. Saints, I don't know if they think they can actually win. They might actually believe that. You've got I don't know where he could go. If the Eagles end up going after him, it's because the Eagles are worried about A.J. Brown more. So we'll have to watch all this. We'll have to watch the landing spots for Jacoby Meyers. Thornton to the moon. Thornton to the mother-freaking moon. Let's put this aside right here. Let's keep meandering on through the news. Appreciate everybody here. Hit that thumb up button. Super chats will be answered in order in which to receive. Vikings could be an option. It's not a bad thought. This piece of news right here. Jaylen Wright will not play week 1, and it's sounding like he'll be out a little while. If I had to guess, at least a handful of games, which means our mother freaking Moon Man extraordinaire, Ollie Gordon, who is going to win leagues maybe for people. And this is not to suggest that Achane has to get hurt, will get hurt, is banged up more than I would like. This is not to suggest that at all. This is merely telling you that Mostert was a top 8 running back when Achane was at his best. And Ollie Gordon's going to score 10-plus touchdowns this year, win leagues. Thank us later. Go get him in your draft. Take him a round or 2 early if you need to. Pick him up off waivers if he's available in your non-best ball redraft grandma league. Make sure you trade for him in Dynasty. Make sure he's not on waivers in Dynasty. Gordon can win leagues. Gordon looks like Melvin Gordon in his prime. And he looks like that right now. He's not learning. He's that. He is that right now. Gordon looks phenomenal. This guy's punching in 10 touchdowns. You've been warned. That is not shots fired. And just so you know, this video, we just keep winning. We just keep winning. The Sharps and Gordon video, make sure you go back and watch this video where I talk about these guys being absolute smashes and how they can be league-winning players. And Tootin and Bigsby also talked about in this video. This new Melvin Gordon, his name's Ollie Gordon, but he's the new Melvin Gordon of the league. He looks so unbelievable. He looks powerful. He's punching in 10 touchdowns with a healthy HN, keeping defenses honest. They both can coexist in a Miami Mike system. And Mike's got to get back to something or he's gone. Mike has to get back to what he was doing with HN and Mostert, and this is his meal ticket. And Gordon's going to win leagues. Mark my words. This is one of the most drafted players by me over and over and over, an underdog, just smashing the Gordon ADP. I don't know if you can hear that with my filter. I don't think you can. My filter to take out some of my screaming, it doesn't allow you to hear. Hold on. let me do that again. Melvin, there's a little echo, I know. But Melvin Gordon, this is the new Melvin Gordon. Ollie Gordon scoring 10 touchdowns like this. Yeah. All right, so back to reality. Fantastic news for our boy, Ollie. Ollie's going to the moon. I'll tell you that right now. Ollie Gordon. Let's give Ollie Gordon a freaking cook.
Let him cook.
Ollie's going to be doing some ollies into the end zone, as will Hampton. Hamptonites unite. This news is not what people wanted to hear. Hampton to the moon. When I say people didn't want to hear, I meant Najee owners. Didn't mean to cause a heart attack there. Najee Harris believes, or The Athletic believes, Najee Harris will begin the season on the non-football injury list. Now, this means he might not be out. He might not be out as long as people think, but he's certainly not ready. And this eye is still a problem. And as I said, when you cover, if you put your hand out extended, not right up to your face, but extend your hand and make a circle and put it right on my nose. Okay, but your hand can't be here. Your hand's got to be extended. Put it right on my nose and cover one of your eyes. My nose should stay right in sight, right? Or maybe it vanishes. And then if you cover the other eye, my nose will vanish. If you do that, you're exposing which eye is your dominant eye. And so this is one of those things where you're a pass catcher. You need your depth, your perception. And if your perception of depth is gone, how you catching footballs? And who knows which was his dominant eye? I don't know. But I also know that just even having, I'm not saying he lost his eye either. We don't have any information. We're kept completely in the dark. We can't see any of this. No pun intended. Maybe a little bit intended. But this is a situation where Hampton is already light years ahead of Najee. Najee was left in the rearview mirror. And I don't even think those Hampton believers, those of us that actually associate with the Triple H's.
In a jam, call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates, locations on Earth and Jupiter.
If you've used the services of HHH and Associates, then you know better that this wasn't ever a concern anyway. Everybody needs a backup. Vidal, Najee, doesn't really matter. Hampton has moved ahead and is the lead dog candidate of this running back room in LAC. And he's going to win leagues, and that's why he's, a partner
In a jam,
over
call
at
HHH and Associates.
Triple H.
Triple H and Associates, locations on Earth and Jupiter.
So, more winning, more channel winning. We're just crushing it. Everything is just looking so good right now. Even the Rashee Rice stuff. Remember how bad everyone thought your boy was screwing that up? What did I do there? Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get rid of this screen that I've got popped up in front of me. There we go. Okay. Let's move on over to the other piece of news. This right here, fantastic news. No, this isn't it. I thought this was the Hendrick. Pickett to the Las Vegas Raiders. Again, sources confirm, at least I think they confirm, Tatered Sandwich just dropped 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Tatered, for dropping the 5 gifted memberships. You're the man, the myth, the legend. Appreciate you, Tatered. Everybody, if you get a gifted membership from Tatered, please thank him. Word is from the equipment staff that they're going to save tons of money by moving toward Kenny Pickett in terms of glove sizes and material. So this is maybe a money-saving move by the Raiders. Kenny Pickett is not a good quarterback. He never will be a good quarterback. He'll never lead anybody to the promised land. Let's hope Geno Smith stays healthy. And that's a nothing burger. That's like Jimmy Garoppolo on the Rams. It's like having him is worse than having nobody. I'd rather them run the running back formation and have your running back line up and be your quarterback. You know, why in the hell would I want Kenny Pickett back there? If anything, just put Genty in there and have Genty line up, have no quarterback. It's been done before through a whole entire NFL game. You could just have Genty stand there and grab the ball. Like that's all you do. There's nothing to talk about. Joe Mixon will be out at least 4 weeks. What did I tell all of you that started talking about Joe Mixon? There's a guy that I was telling this to on the phone line just I think a day or two ago when he's trying to tell me Joe Mixon's a value. And I said, he's not a value. How could he be a value? And he said, because we can get him late. I think you're going to be wrong on Joe Mixon. Remember, I had a complete debate and argument with the guy. And I said, he's in 2 walking boots. He might actually be wearing 3 walking boots. And he's walking around or limping around or however you, I guess, walk, limp, or describe that with a boot on. Sliding around, roller skating. I don't know. Put him in rollerblades. What's he doing out there with multiple boots? What's he doing out there with a totally mangled ankle, foot, toe region? And this guy is also an older player that has taken abuse over the years. 8-man front after 8-man front. This reminds me a lot of Terry McLaurin in some ways. Terry McLaurin was so mad and in his feelings about what had happened to him in the past that he wanted to be paid in compensation for the sins of the former owners. And look, Mixon, and I'm not saying Mixon's holding out or anything like that. I'm just saying Mixon, everybody wants Mixon to be great for 2, 3, 4 more years because he finally finds, a good situation. He did really well last year. And I admit I was wrong in my total assessment of Mixon. I was right in that Mixon failed people and lost them leagues after he had walked them single-handedly to the playoffs. But the better, and I admit this, the better choice of action last year would have been to draft Mixon at his very cheap ADP, enjoy the fruits of his labor, and then sell him before he breaks. But knowing when to get rid of him, the fact that you would have said maybe he's not going to break and you hang on to him, and then you start him during a downfall and he loses you, multiple games in a row at the end of the year because he did absolutely nothing. He failed people, even though he did take them pretty far. So Mixon played well, but there was no hope here because you saw the tailing off, the adding up of injuries, the injured offensive, the in shambles offensive line that is the Houston Texans offensive line. This is Woody Marks time. Now, the offensive line is concerning. Okay, so Woody Marks isn't walking into an unbelievable scenario necessarily, but Woody Marks is a very, very strong running back candidate, a guy that pulled in, I believe it was, if I remember correctly, it was something along the lines of like 70 receptions at one point. Let me look at Woody Marks. Woody Marks stats. Let's take a look at his college stats. I'll screenshot it and put it on the screen here. It was an unbelievable, I want to say, it was something crazy, like 80 receptions in a college season receiving. Like, guys, we're talking about a pretty nice PPR gem, a pretty nice PPR find right here. A guy that might be able to step in and be an every down back Yes, at USC in 2024, he had 47 receptions. 23. If you go up this column right here, 47, 23, 48, 83. 83 receptions in 2021 for 502 and 3 tutties. But he's been very active catching the football. And it's not like he doesn't do anything running the ball. He had a 9-touchdown, 5.7 yard per carry, 1,100-yard season at USC last year with the 47 receptions, 321, and the 6.8 average. And then, this is a guy that brings a lot of resume to the table. This is a very under-the-radar player in Woody Marks. And while I can't guarantee the Texans don't make a move like ETN or do some sort of trade, there are definitely Walker, ETN, Bigsby. There are options for a team like the Texans. And the Texans are identified by your boy and many others to be one of the most likely teams to trade for a running back at some point this season. The other most likely team would be the Chicago Bears. And we thought the Washington Commanders could fall into this realm, and they could if injury strikes. But right now, Jacobe Meyers is taking that team to the moon, and that's what we do.
Mashed potatoes!
Bill season, and now everybody loves Bill. Oh, I knew about Bill. You didn't know jack about Bill. We knew about Bill. We told you about Bill. We told you about Marks. We told you about Bill. We told you about all these guys because they've been sitting on this list all offseason. Smitty, there's too many players on this list. You threw everybody on there. Not really. We threw the winners on the list. The winners are on the list. That's who's on the list. It's kind of ironic that they're all winning right now. Look at this list right now. Charbonnet winning. Krosky Merritt winning. Marks winning. Thornton winning. It's looking good. Blue got banged up, but he was looking good and fly during his little run in the preseason there right at the tail end. And I think Blue, Jaden Blue, Dallas Cowboy rookie running back, probably on a mid-season monster trajectory. This guy might not be. He might be on a really early down, gets into the job quickly. Who knows? But Woody Marks is going to the moon, and Mixon is going to probably fall off and wither away into the abyss. And you can either be on board the Woody Marks train, which costs you nothing, with the understanding that they could trade for a player and crap all over the Marks project. But the Woody Marks project is at least in motion, and it costs you nothing to partake. So that's what I'm going to say about Woody. The next piece of news, and this is an interesting thing, I got to admit. Ben Johnson is trying to, as this says, Mad Scientist, he's trying to concoct something different and unique and something that gives Caleb room and space and lack of defensive attention, maybe near the goal line. Kind of simplify things for Caleb at the goal line, because Caleb has struggled this offseason. They've thrown a lot at him. To be fair, they've thrown everything at him and the kitchen sink, and he hasn't responded the greatest. Did have a very good drive. I'm admitting things. I'm an unbiased person. Had a very good drive, and then he didn't have a good drive. Then he ended on a bad note. That one, everyone's like, you see that drive? He had 3 incompletions, didn't look as good. They pulled him out. Bajent goes into that other game, and Caleb did have a touchdown, so that was nice. And Ben Johnson's going to get the most out of him, no doubt. Like, can Caleb survive in the offense? Sure. I think he can, but the question is, at some point, you might laugh at this if you're, a casual, or if you think I'm a casual, and you think, oh, I'm just, so biased against Caleb. I've gotten Caleb Williams, this entire situation, predicted to a T so far. So I don't think anyone has the right to come in and tell me that I'm crazy for saying that Bajent's the better quarterback than Caleb Williams. And if I'm so crazy, why did Ben Johnson, after the magnificent final second drive that led the Bears to a winning touchdown strike with 2 seconds left, and the whole team went nuts, the crowd, everybody just screaming and yelling, yeah, I understand it's a preseason game, but Bajent is a better fit for Ben Johnson's system than Caleb. No matter what you say, you are a casual if you say otherwise. If you say Caleb's better, I accept that. I'm not calling you a casual because you like Caleb. I'm calling you a casual if you really believe that Caleb fits Ben Johnson's system and thinking. Ben Johnson's trying to fit Caleb a round peg into a square hole, and it's not working in totality. It might work. He might still figure it out. Bagent looks really solid. And before you dismiss Bagent and say, this is a backup, they signed him right after his magnificent performance. And they signed him to a $10 million deal with $6 million in incentives. It's a $16 million 2-year deal. It's not just a cheap contract. And let me make one other important point. They didn't need to do that. He was already under contract. They didn't need to extend Bagent. They did to lock him down for 2 years in case this doesn't go well. There's a plan B that has a 2-year window and commitment level from Bagent. So you can think whatever you want about Caleb Williams. Will he do it? Will he won't? Will he get benched at some point? You're crazy for even suggesting it. He's got the magic, Smitty. You can say whatever you want, but so far, Smitty is 10-0 when it comes to predicting all these things that have gone on in Chicago. And I'm not saying that Bagent takes his job. It might be an injury, but once Bagent goes in, he will succeed, and Caleb will conveniently still need more time to recover from said injury. That, I can tell you, is probably in the cards, and we'll review that when it happens, and I'll remind you. I will remind you, don't you worry. This right here is another piece of news that we just discussed, but it's worth repeating again, that Jacobe Meyers has requested a trade because he wants money, wants cash money, and the Raiders are saying, we're not ready to pay you. I know you just saw McLaurin get his bag. I know you saw Cortland Sutton get a bag. So forgive me there. We have severe power outages and lightning and dust storms, and Arizona's getting hit hard. And so the power is going out constantly. I restarted everything. I was ready to go. I think everything's back. And then the power strike happened again, and the whole office abode studio went down again. So we're back. I apologize for that. So we're here. I don't know if it'll happen again, though. Just bear with me. If it does, I'll restart again. And if it happens again, we'll probably have to call it for now. But there's severe lightning strikes and power outages. So not to do with internet or anything like that. I got 2 internets. We're good there. Arizona gets hit with haboobs, they're called. And they're big, huge dust storms, kind of like in movies where they're like, they're like 20, 30, 40 stories high. Just big dust storms that just come in and just cause havoc. Sometimes they last just a very small amount, but there's a national severe weather storm, thunderstorm, dust storm, and haboob warning in Arizona and Phoenix right now, so we're getting blasted. Anyway, what I was trying to tell you is that Ben Johnson dealing with the Caleb Williams situation, having to make sure he's not putting too much on Caleb so that Caleb doesn't fail. He's going to try and lean on this guy right here, DJ Moore. That's DJ Moore. The entire running back room but DeAndre Swift is banged up in Chicago. We've been wondering why DJ Moore is getting these carries, and he's getting work at the goal line, but now he's getting work as the RB. This is very unique. This could turn into something quite interesting. So I lost some of the super chats, unfortunately, but I can pull them up and we'll go over those. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out how to answer these. I might not be able to put them on screen, the ones that we lost. I got a $20 hauler from Teat, and I will make sure to go find the super chats. We will answer them. Sad situation. I'm a Bucks fan, but I've Jacoby, since you've watched, okay, 7. He has won me a ton of off games as a flex last few seasons. Love the man. Hope today was great. Thank you, Teat with the $20 hauler. I don't even know if my system is all kind of locked up, but I think I've restarted some things. So let me see if I can get this $20 hauler to move. Let's see.
Alert.
Boom.
Super chat alert.
Okay. So everything should be restarted and reset. We'll see if the show can move on without another lightning strike or dust storm, haboob taking out one of the mother freaking, towers or power light poles out here because we got one that a lightning strike happened. Okay, anyway, go watch this video if you missed it, the Gordon and Sharps to the moon video. T, thank you for the $20 hauler. Again, I will find the other super chats. We'll go through them. I just got to read them manually. I got to go find them. I don't know if I'll be able to grab them on screen. DJ Moore, what's this mean? I don't know. I'm starting to feel like DJ Moore is more than just a 1 or 2 carry per game guy. Now, will he hold up? No. You know, will he hold up over a course of years doing this? No. But will he be good for 1 year? DJ Moore could become some sort of cheat code. You know, I'm not saying it will be, but I'm starting to really get a sense that they're going to use him a little bit more than we expected, especially when you see him out there. Where's that, the 30-yard line? He's not even at the goal line in these reps. He's literally lining up, but it's repetitive, over and over and over, taking running back carries. He's working on his movement and form, too. He's not just taking the ball. He's literally looking like a running back. He's standing like a running back. He's waiting for the football. He's in the running back stance, and he even, like, does all of the perfect movements and executes the run like a running back would. He's looking like a running back out there. So this is going to be really interesting what happens. And DeAndre Swift is not somebody that played a lot with Ben Johnson, you got to remember. So you don't even know what the hell this looks like. We don't know what this looks like. We don't know if DJ Moore ends up becoming some sort of running back wide receiver hybrid marvel this year. It's certainly possible. Mike Evans for Garrett Wilson or Rashee Rice. Mike Evans for, I would say Rashee Rice if you're a gambling man. And I think Evans and Garrett Wilson are pretty close outside of that. I do believe I would probably, did your $20 hauler get lost in the restart? It did, but I'm going to go find them, okay? So I'll figure it out. I've got a way to look those up. I just might not be able to put them on screen. But they did go down when my stream got rocked, unfortunately. So I'll find them, though. I promise I'll read them. Appreciate you for dropping that super chat and reminder. Anthony with a $20 hauler. And I'll hit these other 20s.
Super chat alert.
DJ Moore is going to be really interesting this year. I'll be honest. I'm going to start drafting him at the tail end of Unleash the Dragon season here, where we're kind of drafting players a little bit different than normal. I mean, he might really have 10 touchdowns. I agree. I think DJ Moore might be really interesting. Sup, Smitty, 10-team league, full PPR, 1 QB, because they got to do something to keep defenses off Caleb's back. And this is an interesting, like, what do we do defensively? What do we do here? And DJ Moore, I don't know if he holds up. Smitty, 10-team, full PPR, 1 QB, 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 1 flex. Nix, Nakua, McConkey, Pearsall, Bijan, Walker, Ingram, Trevion Henderson, Igbuka, Golden, Charbonnet, Downs, Mooney, Benson. How does it look? Yahoo gave it a D. Yeah, I could understand Yahoo gives a lot of my teams a D. I think the AC went down too. I might have to go outside and reset the breaker because I feel like the AC just went down. It's getting awfully hot in here all of a sudden. Damn, the storms, man. This team right here, don't worry about what ESPN gives you. They don't know what they're doing. Akonki, Pearsall, Nakua, Bijan, Walker. I will say I love Igbuka and Sharps and Trey Hendrickson. I'm not like the biggest fan of Walker right now standalone, but you've got Sharps, so you're good. I'd be tempted to take Pearsall, Walker, keep Sharps. Don't trade Sharps. If the person won't do a deal, then do it with another person. Walker and Sharps for one better player, Hampton. Walker Sharps for Kyron. Walker Sharps for London. Walker Sharps for some. I'm sorry, not Sharps. Not Sharps. Don't trade Sharps. Walker Pearsall, I meant. Walker Pearsall for London. Walker Pearsall for Kyron. Walker Pearsall for Hampton. Keep Charbonnet. That would put your team over the edge, and you'd have the best of both worlds, and Sharp season would be in full effect. I like the team a lot, Anthony. It's a great squad. So DJ Moore cheat code season, maybe. I like what we're seeing out of DJ Moore, bro. I'm real excited about that one. And I haven't been that excited about DJ Moore because I feel like he's going to get lost in the shuffle a little bit. And now I feel like that there's more. Okay, I did this to Jacobe Meyers. How many times am I going to bring the Jacobe Meyers thing on screen? I don't know. I guess I'm really feeling that one. Did I talk about this one yet? Okay. Oh no, I didn't. Okay, so look, the Bengals finally got it done. It's taken a while, but Hendrickson finally now it looks like a 1 year, $30 million deal for Trey, and they get to bring him back. Hendrickson is definitely needed. This helps. The Bengals finally figured out everything. It looked like it was going to be turmoil for the Bengals on defense, on the defensive side of the ball. And even though they addressed things in the offseason, it still felt like it was going to be ridiculous. So here we are. We're back at square one. And I truly believe that the Bengals defense is going to step up, not too much, but enough that Burrow is going to be able to deliver. This is going to be a fantastic arsenal on display week in and week out in Cincy. The Bengal boys will be doing it live. And on that note, let me hit this. The Bengal boys are in full effect, and this is great news. This supports them enough. Like, we don't want the Bengals losing games. You know what I'm saying? The last thing you want, nobody should be rooting for the Bengals defense to have struggles and turmoil. The last thing we want is that. Last thing we want is Burrow being 1-5 or 2-4 or whatever. We want this team to be in it to win it. And honestly, they still, are a big candidate for me to be the AFC showing team for the Super Bowl. Right now, I'm picking the Washington Commanders. I've had that for months. That's been locked in. And the last, decision I've got to make is who is going to be the AFC champion. Now, before you balk at anything I'm saying, I have a couple of people that are truly, their fandom shines through. I had one guy in the comments saying, the Commanders over the Eagles, LOL. Smitty, I can't believe you said that. As if this isn't an arguable thing, as if you can't argue the Falcons or the Bucks or the fact that the Cowboys could actually get it done this year. And I'm not saying they'll win a Super Bowl, but they could be that good. The Pickens is such an amazing addition. But it's so funny to me that anybody thinks the Washington Commanders is a joke. Not to mention I've called this 2 years in a row. Not right before week one starts, I lock in my Super Bowl showing teams and then the winner. And I've been right 2 years in a row. People have made a lot of money off this prediction. A lot of people keep asking me, Smitty, lock it in. Tell us who they are. The Commanders are locked in. Commanders are going to the Super Bowl. I just don't know if it's the Bengals, the Chiefs, the Broncos, or the Bills. I'm still wavering, but the Bengals are still in the mix now. And I'm really excited about what they bring to the table. Let's head back over to this situation here. Lamar is definitely, it's in the cards, but I don't have them as the team that makes it. Lamar continues to kind of, I don't want to say bobble the opportunity each time, but Joe Mixon, we talked about that already. Joe Mixon is definitely on the way down and out. I'm trying to see what ones we have here, what other pieces of news. Amari Cooper, this is what we talked about earlier, 1 year deal, multiple sources. Time to add a new toy for Geno Smith. Again, this comes off the back of the Jacobe Meyers trade request. So kind of bad timing if this is something where they're just gonna, who knows what this is gonna look like. Okay, we got this one right here. Broncos waive Audric Estime. That opens the door to, less speculation. Less speculation about whether this is going to be one of those. I mean, everyone saying Estime is the guy. Like he was going to, Harvey wasn't going to get as much work as you think. Estime's gone. Like, it's so funny how fickle people are. Where are those people now? Where are those people now? We also had a real tough L for one of our boys. Water Gump is having a bad day. This is bad news. This hit hard. Someone was having a bad day. Water Gump took a big L today. Hendon Hooker has been waived by the Detroit Lions. Now, maybe he hits the practice squad or something like that, but this was a bad day for the Gumpmeister. The Water Gump got hit hard on this one. Hendon Hooker. Remember when Gump said Hendon Hooker is going to take over the world? Don't trust what Gump says, clearly. I do like Hendon Hooker a little. He's a good prospect. Like a team should be looking to add him. We talked about this, Jaylen Wright. I think we're caught up on all the news. So now let me get to these super chats that are on screen and then go find the additional ones that I Money Mitch dropping the $20 hauler. Teet, appreciate you on your $20 hauler. Money Mitch, I'm going to give you your shout out here in a second. Thank you for that other super chat on the Evans question. $20 hauler from that boy. Appreciate you with the $20 wad. We got Chris from Vegas. Appreciate your $5 hauler, Chris. Thank you, pal. We've got this one right here. This is from Navis. Appreciate you dropping that super chat. Let me put that on screen. Seth, appreciate your super chat. I want to put you right here, pal. Thank you very much. And then I'm going to go over to this other question from Seth and put that on screen. So I'm all caught up on getting the current super chats that since the power outage on screen. But I'm going to go now and wander over to find the super chats that I missed. And I'm going to read them off manually. I won't be able to put them on screen, but I'll certainly read them off and take care of you. So I apologize for that. I'll figure it out right here. I'll go as fast as I can, and we will get these taken care of. Let me see if I can get this damn thing pulled up. And then I'll try and open phone lines in a little bit, so just hang with me. Bear with me. God, I can't believe I had 2 power outages, like lightning strikes nearby. Like, what is going on, man? In the middle of a stream, we had like 900 people in there. We still have like 800 right now on YouTube, and we have about 1,000 total. But what a disaster. You know, right when I go live. All right, here are the super chats that I did not get to read off or even put on my screen. So I'm going to read them right now from the top of the show down. This one here is Goat Smitty. This is from Chubbs. Goat Smitty 10 team. You know what? I can probably put them on screen this way. Let me do this. Let me do this. Okay, we took a screenshot of that. We took a screenshot of this. Okay, this should have us covered. Between these 2 screenshots, I should have it covered. Here's the first one. Trade Mims plus Cooper for Ollie plus Thornton. I take Ollie and Thornton. You have H-Hand. You definitely need this. Do that live. Redraft PPR league with 1 QB, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 2 flexes, 1 tight end. Trying to trade Igbuka, but the owner only wants Pickens. Okay, should I do it? My other wide receivers are London, Debo, Pearsall, Diggs, and Williams. So trying to trade for Igbuka. Pickens and Igbuka is tough, man. Pickens is such a safe play. I don't know. Chat, what do you think on that? Pickens or Igbuka? Pickens is safer. Igbuka's got higher upside, to be honest. He really does. He could be the number 1. So I would love to hear what the chat thinks. In general, though, I'm going to say, you know, you're drafting Pickens at like 4 round value right now. You're taking Igbuka around 5. So my gut tells me that Buka might outscore him, but the value's not. This is a tough call. You got to really put your cojones on the table, and you got to understand, you trade away Pickens, you might be trading away a top 12 wide receiver. So tough to say. We got the chat saying Buka. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna say Pickens for safety, Buka. Scared money don't make money call. You got to make that decision. Don't be a scared Scotty and make this move and then regret it later because Pickens is bowling out. They're both great. You're the man. Already got trade offers. Like any of them. Give Hendy Bowers for Achane, Tyler Warren. I'd rather have Hendy and Bowers over Achane and Tyler Warren by quite a bit. So don't do that trade. Or Bowers, Merritt for Genty or Lamb Hendy for Henry? I'd rather have Lamb and Hendy by a country mile. I'd rather have Genty over Bowers and Merritt, Koski Merritt. So all those I've weighed in on both those, all the three of those sides. I don't like those other sides. $20 hauler, you monster. You monster,
Alert.
you.
Super chat alert.
Who was that from? I guess I didn't screenshot the names, did I? I didn't screenshot the names. That was on me. Let me see if I can find it. That was on me. You're the man. That's from James. James, thank you for that. Chubbs, I thank you for your super chat earlier. Charles T. On the previous show, Tesla, Horton, Burton. Is Tesla better than Horton and Burton? Charles T, did I get to that one? Tesla is better. I like Tesla more. I don't know if I got to that one. All right, the DTX is the one about the redraft PPR question, and Alex is the trade Mims one. Thank you, Alex, for that Mims question. Okay, let's go back to the where were we at? This 10-teamer. Smitty, thank you. Thanks again for this $20 hauler, my boy James. Goat Smitty, 10 team PPR pick, had 8 pick. Allen, McBride, Genty, Bucky, Garrett Wilson, Rice, Worthy, Hunter, Sharps, JCM, Buck, Bigsby, Tootin, Sampson, Loveland Fields. You rock. That's a good team, bro. Allen, McBride, Genty, Bucky, Garrett. I don't think there's anything I'm doing here. I love the Worthy Rice combination. Hunter's fantastic. Sharps, waiting in the wings. There's nothing to do here. Garrett Wilson, I love Garrett Wilson, and I always disrespect him by saying, you could trade Garrett Wilson away just because I see these teams and I wonder if you could upgrade. That's it. But JCM and Garrett Wilson could get you what right now? Probably not as much as it'll get you after week 1 or 2 if JCM goes nuts and Garrett Wilson kind of proves people wrong. And you might not even want to trade him. But if you could trade now, Garrett Wilson and JCM for a slightly better wide receiver or running back, a Hampton, a Hendy, a London, a potential, you could say JSN if you wanted, or you could say Garrett Wilson's just as good. So I don't know. I think I just stand down until Garrett Wilson and JCM get you more value. And did I get all the super chats on this one? I think I did, right? Redraft, 1 QB, Pickens. I think I'm caught up here. Let me pull up this one. And then if anybody can tell me if I missed your super chat, I don't think I did. I think it's all right here. Sad situation, which I answered that one. This one here, 0.5 PPR. Hurts, Pollard, Bigsby, Nico, London, Rome, Ferg, B-Rob Jr., Tank. Also, load drop on Amari. No. No. I've seen a lot of people scrambling to get Amari Cooper. He's okay. I don't know that I'd do a full load drop. Would I add him? Maybe. Depends on your running back room. But I don't think I'm load dropping on that. Tank being my running back 2 is rough. Right now it's rough, yeah. After B-Rob getting traded. Well, B-Rob shouldn't have been your running back 2 anyway. But send Hurts for Kamara and pick up Fields. I would rather get a different running back. I know you're kind of scrambling here, but I also think Kamara could leave you hanging. I would rather go get Harvey and something. I'd rather go get Kyron. I'd rather go get maybe Breece Hall and something personally than getting a guy like Kamara, who I believe could fall off like Mixon last year. But at the end of the day, if you're struggling that bad, I don't mind this move, but maybe keep an open mind to trading Kamara on the high. I do think Kamara could have a good month or 2 of football. So you might get like 8 good games, just like Mixon. Mixon was great right up until double-digit weeks, and then he tanked. So I really do like the idea, potentially, of you going and doing that if you think you can then move him. If this is your only move. But I'm not a big Kamara guy, and that was a $20 hauler.
Alert. Super chat alert.
$20 super chat. $20 super chat.
Alert. Super chat alert.
That was from Money Mitch. Money Mitch, appreciate you very much for that super chat. And then this next one is from, are you doing any drafts today? That is from, who dropped that? I just want to give you guys, that is from Sunny. Sunny, I am later tonight, yeah. Salty, trade offer, just got offered Cook and Puka for Henderson. I just got offered Cook and Puka for Henderson. I would rather, God, that's tough because that's a lot of value. What I would say is I would be tempted to do this if I could get rid of Cook. I don't want Cook. I'd probably just rather have Henderson right now, which is crazy. I know that sounds crazy, but would I do this to trade away Cook? If I could line up another deal where I'm sending Cook and something else for, let's say, Kyron, and then and I'm getting Puka and Kyron, or if I'm able to trade Cook away and get Hampton even if I have to give up something else. Past that, it's hard to do this trade. For my 10-man, would you trade away K9 and Pearsall for Neighbors? Absolutely. 100%. Easy trade. 12-team, 2 running back, 3 wide receivers, 2 flex, 1 super flex. Burrow, Penix Jr. Who's dropping this one? Burrow, Penix Jr. By the way, thank you. That was Rami for the question about K9. Thank you, Salty, for the Puka Nacua question. Guys, can you in the chat let me know if you'd rather have Puka and James Cook or Henderson in the chat? And Sonny, thank you for that other question. And then now we're at this 12-team, 2 running back, 3 wide receiver flex. Burrow, Penix Jr., Russ, Bucky, Chase Brown, Charbonnet, Ollie Gordon. Love seeing Ollie Gordon on your rosters. I like the team. I like the team a lot. There's Garrett Wilson again. I like Garrett Wilson. I don't dislike Garrett Wilson. Chase Brown and Bucky's fantastic. Burrow, fantastic. Charbonnet waiting in the wings. Ollie waiting in the wings. Garrett Wilson, Rashee Rice, Pickens, Buka. God, we got you hear the. I don't know if you guys can hear the alarms. I have a filter that takes noises, high-pitched noises out. But we got lightning strikes. We got power going down. I don't know what's going on. Why are the fire alarms going off right now? This is a good squad. Garrett Wilson. Man, I like Pitts a lot. What could you do? Garrett Wilson and maybe. I think you're waiting, bro, my bro. I'm waiting to use Garrett Wilson in a trade, but you need Charbonnet, Ollie Gordon to step up to even have anything to trade right at this moment, because you got such a collected group of risers that people won't give you enough value for, Rami. So I'm going to say stand down, but be on alert for that. Love the team. Don't touch it. Right now, don't touch it. Let someone come to you and entertain any offer for sure. But I don't like moving any of these starters. And you can't move Ollie Gordon or Sharbs or anybody like a Buka yet. Pickens, I mean, you could try move like Pickens and Garrett Wilson for like a Lamb, or something crazy. But past that, I'm just standing down until you can use Sharbs or use Ollie. If you even want to trade one of them, you might not even want to trade them. This one's from Pierce. Smitty crushed my 12-man draft. Players are in order: Gibbs, Kyron, A.J. Brown, Garrett Wilson, Pickens, Travis Hunter, Nix, Golden, Kincaid, Tootin, Love, Loveland, Blue. Love the team, Pierce. Love the team. Gibbs, Kyron, Garrett Wilson, AJB. With Travis Hunter and Pickens, I'd be tempted if you don't start like 4 or 5 wide receivers. And if you do, then I'd probably stand down. But if you could trade AJB away with Golden or Garrett Wilson with Golden to just do a slight upgrade, but you might need to wait for Tootin or Blue to gain some value to give yourself a little bit of movability. So I'd say this is a fantastic squad that I kind of hold on. Smitty, quick question. Bo, Bucky, Bijan, Travis Hunter. This one's from Ruby. And I think we might be caught up soon to be able to read them on screen. I'm sorry about the power outage. Sutton, McBride, Hendy, bench, Sharbs. Love the bench. Sharbs, Jordan Mason, Mims, Tootin, Thornton. Any moves? Bucky, Bijan, Bo Nix, Hunter, Sutton. I love Sutton. I don't mean to disrespect Sutton. Don't trade Hendy. Don't trade McBride. But Sutton in a player. But what are you going to trade, man? Sutton and Mason? Mason needs to gain some value. Some of you guys can't do any moves because you got these sleeping giants on your roster. You're collecting a lot of, it's a little risky, but it's fun. You're collecting a lot of Moon Men, Mars Men on the bench, midseason monsters on the bench. And I think we're winning on a lot of them. But, Sharbs and Mason and Mims and Thornton and Tootin, those are all midseason monsters. You have to wait to make any trades, and I don't want you trading a single starting lineup piece. That is a 8.0 out of 10 anyway already. And this one from Alec, trade Mims plus Cooper for Ollie and Thornton. I said yes to that one. I smashed that. DTX with a $10 hauler, redraft PPR with 1 QB, 2 wide receiver, 2 running back, 1 tight end. Trying to trade for Egbuka. But the owner wants Pickens. I already answered that one. Yes. Okay, so I think we might be caught up. Let me head on over to this screen here. I think we're caught up. Golden, quick question. I answered that one. Okay. That boy with a $20 hauler.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Get buckied. Buckied.
Thank you for enjoying that Bucky Bath for a moment for an intermission. 10-man, 2 QB QB man Mando, 2 QB Mando, 3 wide receivers, 2 flex K1 Kyler, Penix. Okay, so 2 QBs, Penix and Kyler's pretty good. Genty, Harvey, love it, love it. Jamar Chase, London, Hunter, love it. Kittle at tight end, love it. Debo, Tracy in the 2 flex spots, like it. Charbonnet, love. Reed, Cooper, Pat Bryant, thoughts. Love the team. There's nothing you can do though. Since I love every single component of the lineup, love it. There's nothing to move. You can't even move the bench guys. Sharps, you're waiting. No one's trading for Reed, Cooper, or Bryant. Not to say you shouldn't have them. Make sure Ollie Gordon's not out there tooting though. But that's a fantastic squad. Definitely a 8.4, maybe 8.5 out of 10. Money Mitch, 0.5 PPR, $20 hauler.
Alert. Super chat alert.
I may have potentially answered this one already. Potentially. 0.5 PPR, 3 wide receivers, Hurts, Bigsby, Nico, London, Ferguson, Tank being my running back 2. Offer B-Rob. After B-Rob getting traded. Kamara. That was the Kamara trade. What did the chat say? Can you guys vote one more time? Kamara for Jalen Hurts for him. And he picks up Fields. Something to consider. Can I get a vote on that one, though? Seth says Hurts, CD, AJB, Pacheco, Javonte, Travis Hunter, Laporta. Got offered Garrett Wilson and JT for my Lamb and Javonte. Lamb for JT and Garrett Wilson. I'd probably say... Chat, oh my God. Chat, what are we doing? We got gifted memberships here from... Who dropped these? Tatered Sandwich dropped 10 gifted memberships. If anybody gifted memberships other than Tater before the power outage, can you let me know so I can at least tell you thank you? I don't want anybody to think I'm not grateful. Appreciate you. Guys, can we get a vote on this one? JT, Garrett Wilson. Seth, here's what I'm going to tell you. You almost have to... I'm getting a lot of Hurts votes. Keep Hurts on that other trade, bro. Go get a different player than Kamara. I don't know if another player needs a quarterback, though. Tough. I hate this trade because you kind of have to take it, but I'm looking at your team, and I like your team. It's a good team in some ways. Hurts, CD, AJ Brown, Pacheco, but it's not going to win. Seth, so you got to make this move. You got to take Garrett Wilson and JT. I would try and maybe flip JT after, though. But I don't like. I'll be honest. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. No, he's okay. I don't like it. Chucky, tell him to wait a minute. Woke up this morning. I don't like it, but you got to do it. Hurt CD, AJ Brown. I think this is the same one I just pulled over, right? Garrett Wilson, JT. But you can trade JT. You can flip JT. Last pick in a 10-man, 1 tight end flex. Okay. Genty, Kyron, love it. Hampton, love it. RJ Harvey, smash. Ollie Gordon, Sharps. Look at this. BTJ, DK, Mecca, Buka. Freaking fantastic. Pearsall and DK together for one better player. That's what I'm looking at. Until then, you're going to trade one of them later with Sharps or Ollie for a big name player. But right now, if you can't get rid of Buka, if you can't get rid of DK and Pearsall for one bigger, stronger, better player, love Warren as well. You can even throw Loveland in. Like DK, Pearsall, Loveland for one player. You're standing down until those other pieces can help out in a trade. Great team. Chris from Vegas says, how's my 12th team non-PPR? Dak, Chuba, Walker, CD, BTJ, Waller, JSN, Bill, Sharbs, Dowdle, Harvey, Travis Hunter, May, Debo, Godwin, IR. Glad to be back. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for the super chat. I like your team. I'm not a big fan of Walker right now, but you have him cuffed to Sharbs, which is fantastic. But I'm going to tell you, this is a good team. It can become an amazing team if you can get rid of, let's say, Kenneth Walker while keeping Sharbs. Not the easiest thing to do. And maybe you trade like Debo and Walker for a monster. Maybe you get a Bucky. Maybe you get a Kyron. Maybe you get a London or BTJ type player. You got BTJ already, but CD BTJ is phenomenal. Phenomenal. I just want you to get into that Hampton or Hendy using Walker. So Walker and Debo for Debo's hard to trade though. Can you do it without trading Debo? Not really. I like JSN a lot too. I would trade Debo and Walker for one player. Shoot for the moon and start working your way down, Chris. At some point, you're going to have to say no, though. You know, like you're going to get to a point where you can't make the trade anymore. We've got a super chat here, a peach sticker. I didn't get to enjoy the sticker because on my screen it doesn't show. But let me see. Oh, thank you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you with that for that one. Chase Brown or Hampton? I'm going to go Chase Brown by a hair, but they're very, very, very close. Chase Brown by a hair. I could draft Chase Brown at the 1-2 turn, whereas I'm not doing that with Hampton. Not that Hampton can't be near as good. Panthers, I'm in a 3 wide receiver, 1 flex league, by the way. That's probably pertaining to another question, so I'll keep that in mind. Thank you very much. All right, let me scroll up and try to find these $20 haulers that get immediate attention. Matumbo with the $20 hauler. Hang tight, young man. I will be reading that message in a second. Silver Surfer, our boy, was Bosshorn Deckard, a.k.a. Silver Surfer. Thank you both for the $20. I'm going to give you the bunk bed celebration for time purposes.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Thank you, gentlemen. Matumbo, $20 hauler, 12-team PPR, QB, Hurts, and Penix Jr. Running backs are Kyron, Tracy, Dobbins. Okay? Wide receivers, Puka, A.J. Brown. By the way, I got exciting news. I got real exciting news. If you guys didn't know this already, let me see if I can go find this graphic that I posted here on the channel, and I will put it up on screen here so you guys can see what is up. Look at this. I got real exciting news. Get your popcorn ready. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Our yearly visit with Scott Hansen is on. Our yearly visit with Scott Hansen is on September 3rd, Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, live on the channel. Get your questions ready. Get your popcorn ready. We'll be talking about last year's little situation and debate that we had with Scott Hansen last year about Penix Jr. We'll talk about our JD5 prediction with Scott when we told him he was going to be a top 1 to 5 quarterback as a rookie. So Scott Hansen will be on for the Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, September 3rd Wednesday show. Scott Hansen will be here to discuss everything that we talked about.
Mashed potatoes!
Get ready for that. That is fantastic news. I wasn't sure if he was going to make it this year. I didn't hear from him like I usually do. Really, he's usually pretty early on about getting back to me. So it's good news. Thank you, Scott. Hurts and Penix Jr., Kyron, Tracy, Dobbins, Puka, A.J. Brown, Golden, Ridley, Kurt, tight ends. This is tough in a 12-man. I'm not going to lie, Matumbo. Hurts, Penix Jr., Kyron, Tracy. It's tough because I would say it's like a 7. It doesn't mean you can't turn it into gold right away. You're probably going to have to divide and conquer, which means that you can maybe trade Hurts off and start Penix Jr. And I think Penix Jr. is going to suffice. So if you could trade Hurts off to a needy team that has like a Hampton, that has a potential Kyron-like player to put next to your Kyron, I'm making that move as move number 1. I might stand down from there. That might be all you need to do. Might I trade Ridley and let's say Tracy for something? Maybe. You've got Dobbins already. You could go after Harvey. Harvey would be a good player to use Ridley and Golden to go get Harvey. And Njoku, throw him in because you have Kyle Pitts, and I trust Kyle Pitts. Hurts for Harvey would work too as well. Those are what my ideas to start with. And then from there, we kind of examine if we think it's good enough to leave alone. And are you in the 8.2, 8.0 range after that trade? Had an issue and got the auto draft. No! Burrow, Chase, BTJ, AJB, pretty good. Shaheed, Godwin on IR. Running backs are Hall, Hampton, Sharps, pretty good. Harvey, yeah. If you got auto drafted on the whole team or just you got one auto draft, this is a good team. I like this team a lot. The only thing I'm even considering moving, bro. I love Chase, BTJ. I love Hampton. I love Sharps. I love Harvey. I like Hall. I mean, can you maybe move AJB and Hall for one huge first-round monster? That's the only thing I'm considering with that squad. That is fantastic, my boy. Dynasty 12-man PPR Swift and JCM for Pickens. I'd rather have Pickens, and I love JCM. But Pickens looks fantastic. You're sending a possible early 26 for Bill. I could. I mean, Bill would go in the tail end of round 1 if you're drafting in today's rookie 2025 draft if you did it over again. So why not give up a future first rounder that's downstream? Yeah, I'm fine with that. I have a $20 hauler. Thank you, Money Mitch. I did get to it. I'm sorry if you had to wait on that one. Traded Golden for Ibuka. I think we handled it pretty good with the power outage. We still took care of it.
Mashed potatoes!
I mean, I didn't even have to restart the stream, and we still got 816 YouTube people back in the building and a sum total of 1,148 people. And again, all my 1,148 people in here, and that includes the Twitter people out there, but specifically the 816 of you over on YouTube, is I want you to make sure you are hitting that subscribe button if you haven't, and you're ready for Scott Hansen coming on the show September 3, Wednesday. September 3, Scott Hansen, 6:30 p.m. I need you here, and I need you to hit that notification bell to turn it on. Make sure you're good to go. Just traded Golden for Ibuka straight up. Win or L? That's a W, bro. That's a W.
Let him cook.
Bro, that's a big W. Your bro just wants his back patted. He said, did I do okay? You know you did okay, bro. You know you did just fine. $20 hauler from Javi. Javi, thank you. Mendez, appreciate you. $20 hauler to the moon.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Did I do good? Did I do good? Hey, Smitty, first time joining a standard league. 10-man, 3 wide receiver, 2 running back, 1 flex, and a defensive player. I got Burrow, Gibbs, Bucky, Garrett Wilson, DK, Rice, Harvey, McBride, Judy, Golden, Myers. How am I looking? Yeah, I mean, look, 10-man league, everybody's going to be stacked. But Bucky and Burrow and Gibbs is pretty good. And I love Garrett Wilson, DK, and Rice, and Harvey, and McBride. It's pretty solid. Golden's a good trade piece right now. Love Penix Jr. Probably say that I would be very tempted to use Golden, to use Garrett Wilson, to use DK, a combo of 2 of those guys to try and go get that BTJ, to get that London, to get that extra, Kyron Williams, if you can start 3 running backs, that is. But honestly, you don't have to do a single thing if you can't pull it off. Like a DK and Golden for a player that someone might even deem as equal. Like if you go get Hendy using DK and Golden, I've seen that get done. Hampton, Hendy. I personally would rather have MHJ. I'd rather have not Garrett Wilson. Keep Garrett Wilson in this situation, but DK and Golden for MHJ. DK and Golden for Hall. Breece Hall if you need another running back just for support because you're loaded at wide receiver. I could go that route. I could definitely go that route. It's a great team, bro. Thank you so much for the super chat. Let's see here. Worthy and JCM for Puka. You got to take Puka Nacua in that situation. That is a great trade. As much as we love our boy, we love Bill. You got to take that trade. Okay, let me go start from the top and just hammer through these super chats. This one here from Jetters. Appreciate you. 12-team PPRs. Dak Prescott, Achane, Hendy, Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Pitts, Igbuka, Hunter. I think the AC finally kicked back on. Thank God. Garrett Wilson, Pitts, Igbuka, Hunter, Harvey, Debo, Bigsby, Sharps, Wright, Arroyo, Smash. CMC went 1.3. This is a good team. Henderson and Achane is good. Lamb, Garrett Wilson. I would probably say if I was to Harvey, Debo. I don't know if you can start everybody from Debo up, like your leagues are the benches or the starting lineup, the roster requirements allow you to go Debo, Harvey, Hunter, Buka, Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Hendy, Achane. Like if it's that big of a starting lineup, then I don't make any trades. But if you literally have Debo on the bench and Harvey on the bench, or at least Debo on the bench, I am very tempted. If I'm not waiting for Sharps and Debo to give me one player, I would definitely consider Debo and Garrett Wilson to get one player. Hard to do. That's why you might have to wait on Sharps, but Debo and Garrett Wilson for one, London, BTJ, St. Brown, Puka Nacua, etc., etc. One big dog. And you could even do that with Garrett Wilson if you wanted. Or you could just wait for Sharps to gain his value. Love Hunter, love Harvey. A lot of these guys you can't trade yet, so you're kind of just in holding pattern, and you're just really waiting on Charbonnet to gain that value. Anybody that has Charbonnet is waiting for Charbonnet to gain the value. Truly. $4.99 hauler. Redraft 2 flex 0.5 IDP league. How high do you draft Hunter? It totally depends on your scoring. So anybody that ever asks me a Hunter question, I am always going to tell you to go to your projections and come back to me, because there's no way, Clutch, I can know or you can know without looking at that what Hunter's value is. So can you please go to your projections? And if you don't answer these questions, I can't help you fully. I need you to look at what is his wide receiver rank overall, what is his DB rank overall, and what is his overall rank against all other players, all positions, IDP, everything. Go overall. Come back to me with that, Clutch. I'll look for your answer. I need that information before I can even begin to guess, because I've had people, they assume that he's the same value across every league, but scorings are different, and he could rank 50th overall in projected points or rank 5. So I can't give you advice till I know that. So I'll come back and look for it, Clutch. Thank you. Sup, Smitty, pick 3, 12-team PPR, Bo Nix, Gibbs, Bucky, Sutton, Worthy, Kyron, Loveland, bench Pitts, Igbuka. We got to get Igbuka in that lineup somehow. So maybe trading Sutton away in some deal. Sutton and Loveland for McBride, Sutton and Loveland for Bowers, Sutton, maybe Worthy and Loveland for Bowers or McBride. You've got Pitts already, so maybe you don't go after McBride. Maybe you do Sutton and, let's see, Jordan Mason, or Sutton and JCM, or Worthy and JCM for a Hendy, for a Hampton, for a Harvey, for a Sutton and JCM. MHJ, I like MHJ a lot. I'm fine overpaying in that regard. Those would be moves I would be making, Frankie. Appreciate you very much for the super chat. Hopefully that helps you. And if you got a follow-up, let me know. Thomas says, just getting in here, but Cooper to the Raiders only further solidifies Genty to the moon. Less stack boxes, legitimate receiving threat. Absolutely. And on top of that, it's like, Jacoby's not going to likely, maybe he still gets his contract extension, but I don't think so now. You inspired me on this thoughts. 12-man PPR, 3 wide receiver, 1 flex, 6 point per TD. Baker, Bucky, Hampton, Hendy, Ollie, Benson, CD, Puka, Rice, Buka, Puka, Puka, Rice, Buka, Pearsall, Thornton. I like it, bro. Moves to make. Puka and Pearsall for a safer player than Puka. That's all I'm trying to do. Give me Lamb. Pearsall, Puka for Lamb. Pearsall, Puka for even JJ. To me is worth the risk with your build, given all these options you have. Why not? Am I risking a little bit with the hamstring? I think so, but he's back right now, and he's got about a 10 to 14 day window though that we got to get through before it's We'll see. But that your team's so good, I'd probably just let it ride. But that's something I'd explore. Nico, BTJ, JMO, Hollywood, Hampton, Kyron, Sharps, Harvey, JCM, Benson, Tyler Warren, Fryermuth, B. Young, Dak. Thoughts? Nico, BTJ. Like the team. Sharps. You're waiting on Sharps. Kyron, Sharps. Kyron, Hampton. Like this team. Nico, BTJ, JMO. JMO and JCM for one bigger monster. Benson, when he gets value, could also get that done. Sharps could also get that done. Really, you're kind of in a holding pattern, but I would try and trade now, if you could, JCM and JMO for that Nico and BTJ like wide receiver to set right next to him in JMO's spot. So London or St. Brown, or obviously Lamb, but you're not going to get that. Or you could say, you know what, I'm pretty good at wide receiver. Let me go and get another RB. But Kyron and Hampton are pretty damn good with Harvey. So if you can only start 3, then you don't need to go that route. Quarterback. Who's your quarterback? Rice Young, Dak. JCM and Dak for Mahomes or higher. You know, JCM's hard to trade right now. Like if JCM goes out and has a great week 1, he'll be even more valuable, even easier to trade. People love picking him up. He seems like a good player to trade, but it's not necessarily an easy move to always make because people will want him very badly, but they don't necessarily want to pay full price tag yet. 1 QB, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 1 flex, 1 point kicker, bonuses for the length of kick. Thank you for that. I already went through that. This one right here from Panthers, appreciate you. How would you rate my team? Any changes? This is the one where you clarified the scoring and everything. Nix, Genty, Hendy, Garrett Wilson, Rashi Rice, Egbuka, Kraft, Sharps, Addison, Woody Marks, Pat Bryant, Tesla, Horton, Fields. I like the team. Probably going to tell you that this is a potential. This is one of those potential, you know, it could be an 8.0 in my mind if 1 or 2 things happen. If Sharps ends up climbing up and becoming a monster, if Woody Marks becomes a monster, if Addison is a baller once he returns. Would I want to trade a Garrett Wilson? Even though I do love Garrett Wilson, I know it comes off like I don't. But Garrett Wilson, he's always the weakest link on most teams because they just drafted a bunch of other studs around him. But Garrett Wilson and a Woody Marks, or Garrett Wilson and an Addison, Garrett Wilson and a potential I don't know. You're waiting on Sharps. You're waiting on Sharps, Addison, Garrett Wilson, Sharps, Addison, and Woody Marks to maybe upgrade Garrett Wilson. And you don't even need to upgrade Garrett Wilson. You could be top 5 in receptions this year, but I would probably say I still take the gamble, and if I can get rid of a player like Addison with Garrett Wilson to just slightly upgrade him, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. Lab McConkey even comes to mind. I don't mind that at all. You're not upgrading Genty. You're not upgrading Hendy. I think Rasheed Rice is fantastic. I'm not trading him. I love Egbuka. So it's Charbonnet, wait for Sharps, and then make a move then, or try the Addison move and see if that gets you anywhere. And if it doesn't, then you're going to have to wait because Sharps is your only trade piece that I want to get rid of. Rate my squad, and I'd say you're just one slight move or a Charbonnet climb and not even needing to make a move, or a waiver wire add from being an 8.0, which 8.0 is a top 3 team. Without even looking at the rosters, I could say that team is top 3 in the league. Rate my squad: Nix, Barkley, Genty, London, JSN, Njoku, Hampton, Henderson, Murray, Krosky, Merritt, Gordon, Hunter, Pickens, Leeds. Any improvement? Genty, London, JSN, Hampton, Henderson. Love the squad. You don't need to do anything. You don't. You really don't. Could you trade Krosky, Merritt, and Pickens for, one bigger monster? Sure. Would I trade Barkley, divide him into 2 players? I don't know that you need to divide him into 2 players, but I'm still trading him for a safer. I'm much happier getting Genty over Barkley, which you may have been able to draft. But I want Genty over. Oh, you have Genty. Janesy's Genty, right? Barkley, Genty. Okay. So Barkley over. I want Gibbs or Bijan. Barkley's not that far. Like, you could do this. Krosky, Merritt, Golden, or Pickens. Pickens and Barkley for Bijan or Gibbs. And maybe you get something back. Bijan or Gibbs with something for Pickens and Barkley. It scares me. Barkley's got 430 carries to his name from last year, 480 total touches. I'm trying to get Gibbs or Bijan, and I'm doing it live. I know some people don't want to trade Barkley, and that's fine. If you love Barkley, bro, trust your gut. Smitty, best in the business knowledge and news updates wise, but I don't think you get enough credit for your production, entertainment value. It's so good, and it makes my days better every day. Thank you. Thank you, Tatered Sandwich. Appreciate you for saying that. You know, yeah, some people do say that, but I do think we do a better job than anybody else production-wise. And, you know, this isn't an entertainment show. It's not just a news show, but you're right. I think, you know, it's nice to hear that. Thank you. Appreciate you. I don't have a producer. You know, I don't have another co-host, and I like it that way. I don't want it. I can't work with anybody. I can barely take Gump's phone calls and handle that. You make me think I'm going to handle a co-host? But at the end of the day, what I believe is that even with that, we produce more content than a 10-man network with 10 hosts and 10 producers. We do it live. I got Purdy in the 9th, May in the 11th, T-Law off waivers. Should I try and trade Purdy? Bro, no one's buying Purdy, Adam. I'm sorry to tell you. What's the minimum value for him? A ham sandwich. A tatered ham sandwich. I don't know. No one's buying Brock Purdy, bro. It's cute. It's a cute question, Adam. It's very, very cute. Drop T-Law for Ollie, you bet your bottom dollar. Or I drop Purdy. I keep T-Law, drop Purdy. No one wants Purdy, bro. Guys in the chat, is there anything you can get for Purdy? The thing that's going to be complicated, Adam, is no one's going to trade for him, but maybe one Niner fan somewhere, and I have no idea what that person has on their team. An example would be an Ollie Gordon. An example of Brock Purdy for Tootin. Brock Purdy for, you know, something like that. But no one's going out of their way to acquire Brock Purdy. But thank you. I appreciate you very much for your super chat. And I would definitely go get Ollie Gordon, 100%. But I'm keeping T-Law. 12-team PPR, 2 wide receiver, 2 running back, 3 flex. Mahomes, Penix Jr., Buka, Travis Hunter, Mims, Luther, Horton, Gibbs, Bucky, Harvey, Hendy, Kyron, Sharps. Look at this squad. Trade Mahomes and Sharps for JD5. Probably would. Your team's so deep you can make this move. And at the end of the day, I love Mahomes. I think he could be top 1 to 5, but JD5 is like top 1 to 2. So, you know, the overlap is potentially there, but I'm going to take that upside and almost near guarantee that he's a, you know, top 3 guy at least. Zero Dark, Purdy, appreciate you. Rate my team. 12-team, JD5, Genty, Hendy, London, Rice, Hunter, Ingram. Love it, bro. Benches, Metcalf, Buka, Sharps, Mason, Blue, Scatterboo, Benson. Yeah, you're in Zero Dark, Purdy, you know, mode, waiting for the bench to marinate and just double in value with some of these guys. I'm getting Buka in my lineup somehow, some way, though. I might even start a Buka over Hunter this week. I don't know, or this coming week 1. I don't know. That's a tough one. Love the squad. Nothing to upgrade in the lineup, and I don't even think your bench needs to be like traded. But you could just wait until Mason, Sharps, Benson, Scatterboo pop off, and then you're going to do some sort of 2-for-1. But honestly, there's nothing I want. If Rice sits week 1 for a suspension, if they don't have the hearing in week 5 and he plays weeks 1 through 4, the other scenario is that it flips and they come to a settlement, which I think is more likely, and then he'll serve the 3 or 4 game suspension at the beginning of the year if the league offers him that number. So Buka will be very useful in week 1 anyway, I think, if that's the case. But Sharps and Mason and Scatterboo and etc. Added with DK should get you something pretty nice later. Your team's fantastic. Your depth is great. And it's probably pretty hard to trade, to be honest with you, just because, you know, everybody's probably pretty loaded in that league. And it's going to be hard to, like, move anybody into your lineup anyway. Would I want to get a Harvey somehow using that bench talent with DK? Yes. So go after Harvey. Go after a Hampton. Go after a Kyron, et cetera, et cetera. Grade my team: May, Henry, Chase Brown, Puka, Scary Terry, Buka, Connor, Chuba. Man, you got a lot of Chubas and Hubas and Hubbards and look at this. Puka and Buka and Chuba. What are you, starting a band? Is this band camp? What are we doing there? Sounds like a bunch of instruments, bro. The kind of brass instruments, you know, the big ones that you got to carry in the big box and you get made fun of. What are we doing? Okay, I like the team. Am I trading Henry away? Damn straight I am. I don't trust him. I like him. I just don't trust him. Would I go get a Henry and Connor for maybe a Gibbs, Bijan, Genty? Genty's probably the easiest to acquire using Henry, and you could give up a potential. What if you did like a 2-for-2? Henry and Scary Terry for Genty, a downgrade, and you get that upgrade from Scary Terry slightly. Or Henry down to Hendy, and you take Scary Terry and turn him into an even bigger monster. Go to those two teams, see what wide receiver you can get in a 2-for-2 swap, my boy. Guys in band camp over there. Chuba, Buka, and Hubba. Rate 12-man league. JD5, Jamar Chase, Neighbors, Rice, Ridley, Hunter, Chisholm, Hampton, Scat, Garendo. Sad news about Garendo. He's currently not the number 2 running back, according to Shanahan. That's a brutal blow to the Garendo train. Jamar Chase, Neighbors, Rice, Ridley, Hunter. This is good. Hampton, Scat, but you need a running back too, though. Unless you only start one in some weird. You say you're weak at running back, so I think you need one. Ridley and Loveland for Hall. Go get Breece Hall. If not, you're going to divide and conquer Neighbors into a London or a London, Neighbors into London, Neighbors into, it depends on the receiver you get. You could get a bigger name running back, but I would try and go after London. I'd also try and go after, let me see if I can get into the Underdog app here and see if I could concoct a little trade for you, or a little idea at least. Oh God, am I going to timeout on some of these leagues? Let's see here. I have an hour left in this league. I got to make a draft selection. I'm going to start timing out at the end of some of these. I got to make some moves. Damn it. Let me just draft real quickly on this one. I'm sitting here in round 8, and I've got Burrow, Nix, Genty, Bucky, Hendy, JSN, Debo. That's unreal. Evan Ingram's there. I don't have a tight end. Charbonnet's there. Love that. Wide receivers, nothing of note right now. And then Kelsey and Evan Ingram are there. With Joe Burrow and Nix, I like Evan Ingram a lot, but I also love Charbonnet. But I got 3 amazing running backs. I think Evan Ingram might be the call with this pick. Evan Ingram's got a 105 ADP, though. Can I stretch that to the next pick? It looks like it will be borderline. He's 105. My next pick is 107. Charbonnet's got a 98 ADP, and we're at pick 87. I'm going to go ahead and risk it with Charbs and go light tight end shopping later. Okay, so I thank you for letting me make that draft selection. What am I looking for here? I'm going to the Underdog ADP rankings, right? ADP rankings on Underdog will help guide me into the right wide receiver that you need to acquire. So we're saying Ridley and what? Ridley and... No, we said Neighbors. Neighbors into a wide receiver. Neighbors into Nico. Neighbors into Amon-Ra St. Brown. Neighbors into BTJ. Neighbors into London. Probably the 2 most likely downgrades would be London and BTJ. Maybe Ladd McConkey as well. Maybe also a potential MHJ, Garrett Wilson, JSN type player. But I'm probably trying to go after Ladd and BTJ. Once you downgrade Neighbors into Ladd to BTJ, you're going to probably try and upgrade Ridley, if they have the wide receiver ability to do this, into a Breece Hall, something like that. I definitely go to the Breece Hall owner, the Kyron owner, the Hendy owner, and the Harvey owner, and see what wide receiver they have that they can give you that running back with the wide receiver to get Neighbors. But make sure it is a strong candidate, my boy. Do not be making weird moves and screwing yourself over. This is a $20 hauler from Tyler. Tyler says, thank you, first of all, Tyler. Tyler's
Alert. Super chat alert.
Tyler, appreciate you. Red, you're not a nobody. Don't say that to yourself. Thank you for your service, Smitty. Just drafted a 10-man keeper and keeper plus picks trades. Knicks, Chase Brown, Hampton, Neighbors, BTJ, Ingram, Rice. Love the team. Devontae on the bench. Hendy on the bench. Oh, Hendy on the bench. Garrett Wilson. Okay, so yeah, 10-man leagues. We gotta try and consolidate some of this because everybody's loaded. Just your waiver wire is probably jam-packed with players. The problem is, like, what do you do? You know, Chase Brown, Hampton, love both of them, but I want to get Hendy in that lineup. So honestly, I want to keep Chase Brown over Hampton. I want to keep, Rice. I love a lot. BTJ, Rice, Adams. I'm probably trying to trade Adams. I mean, first I try and trade Adams and Garrett Wilson for one big monster. If not, I'll throw in DeAndre Swift too. I'll throw in Ted McMillan if I need to because, bro, you're in a 10-man league with this amount of talent on your bench. I guarantee you the waiver wire's loaded and humming with players. So trying to, maneuver that without touching the lineup. And then you just got a nice rotation. And with Rice out or in, you can throw whatever into the lineup. But Adams, Swift, Garrett Wilson, Swift, Tyler Warren is on the bench because you have Ingram. Yeah. You can easily go get a BTJ type player. You got BTJ already, but you know what I'm saying. You could easily go get a St. Brown. You could easily go get a Genty. I'm going after Genty, Bajan, or Gibbs, and I'm using Hampton. And I love Hampton, but guess what, bro? It's time to upgrade, baby. Hampton and Adams, Hampton and Garrett Wilson. Throw in Swift if you need to. Throw in Warren if you need to go get one of the top 3 running backs, specifically Bajan and Gibbs. There's just no sense in not trying that. And if not, you just wait, bro, and you try and see if injury strikes. The problem is Adams, Garrett Wilson, maybe those guys aren't helping anybody because everybody's team is completely loaded. Thank you for your super chat. I do see you have another question here. Thank you for your service, Smitty. Just drafted a 10-man. It's the same message. You're just putting it at a $20 hauler to get speedier service. You're a smart man, Tyler. You're a very smart man, and I appreciate your $30 total hauler. You straight up monster, you. Let's give you a standing ovation. Smart man.
Let's go, mashed potatoes.
Yeah, buddy.
Tyler to the moon. Thank you, Tyler. This one here from Ramirez. I got both BTJ and Hunter. Feel like I set myself up. Bro, they're fine. They're fine. I think you mean that in a good way, but they're fine. The way that Hunter will gain his value sometimes will be running the football too. You said offer Hall and AJB for a first round monster, so I went for Bajan. Did you get it, or you just sent it out there? I like that. AJ Brown and Hall for Bajan is fantastic. Hopefully you get it. Let us know if you get it. Can you please give us some waiver wire defensive pickups this week? Cardinals are interesting. Can you give me a list of teams and I'll tell you what I think? I think it might be easier to go that route, but I'd say the Cardinals are one. Let me just pull up something real quickly, and I guess I'll give you some. Let me see if I can cook up something real quickly for you, actually. You don't have to give me anything. I'm just going to find it right here. So we'll go with likely to be available. So we're talking, outside the top 10-ish. We won't be talking like Vikings or Baltimore, or Pittsburgh, or Philly, or Denver, or anything like that. I think, Seattle's intriguing. The Rams are intriguing. The Niners are always an intriguing defense, to be honest. Tampa Bay. Cardinals are one that I really, really like. They added a lot of talent, and I just think they're probably a crafty one. So like Seattle, the Rams, or the Cardinals. And the Cardinals would probably be the deepest sleeper of that crew. So there you go. There's a couple there. If anybody else has one, throw it out. Appreciate you. Thank you, Ray. Appreciate you very much for the super chat. Ray to the mother freaking moon. Also have Woody Marks. Forgot to mention that. Okay, we'll find that in your message. I think it's right here. Smitty, I got $100 max on Fab, 12-man, double flex. How much should I spend on Gordon? Honestly, bro, I think to me it'd be a full load drop. I know it's wild. You might be really setting yourself up for disaster, but he is the top pickup of the week potentially with Krosky Merritt. I'd almost say I like Gordon a little more than Krosky Merritt right now. Don't get mad at me. That doesn't mean I don't love Krosky Merritt. I just think Gordon is going to be a potential league winner, and he plays now, you know, and Krosky Merritt does too. They're both good. I just want to say I like them about the same. I'm going to go ahead and say like Gordon. I'm going to say Gordon slightly. I like Gordon slightly more right now, just slightly. And so that would be a potential full load drop for me. This is maybe the
initiate full load drop.
This is maybe the 10 out of 10 best pickup of the year. Jacobe Krosky Merritt is also in this realm of 10 out of 10, but I do believe Gordon deserves to be put on this list. Right now, it's wild that I have two 10 out of 10s for being the most likely best pick of the year. Already we have two 10s. I don't think we've had that before in a preemptive level, that there are two guys that I feel like this is the time to grab them. The preemptive waiver wire needs to be acted upon. So thank you for the super chats, my boy. And then we'll go over to this $20 hauler from the Shell. The Shell with the $20 wad. Appreciate you, Shell, for bringing that thunder tonight.
Alert. Super chat alert.
I still got a lot of super chats to get through. I'm getting through them slowly but surely. 12-man, 2 flex, just drafted starters. May, Bucky, Kamara. I want it to be Kyron. May, Bucky, Kamara, London, Buka, Mark Andrews, Hendy, Ken Walker, Worthy, Adunze. So you could trade Walker and Worthy. Keep sharps. Don't give them sharps. Worthy and Walker for one better player, bro. Worthy, Walker for London, for BTJ, for HN, for and if you got any of these guys, just ignore me. I'm just reading them off. Chase Brown, Bucky, all the boys, all the usual suspects. You know, even Hampton, I'd be tempted to like Kamara and Adunze for Hampton. Hendy, go get Hendy. Hendy for Kamara and Adunze. Worthy and Kamara for Hendy and something. Mash. Nice team, by the way. Very nice team. Thank you for that super chat. You're the man, the myth, the legend. Who do I drop, though? From your squad, I would probably say... I don't know. Did you give me your team? Dowdle. Dowdle would be an easy drop. I doubt he'll do anything anyway. Thank you. Appreciate you. James with a $5 hauler made the trade. Smitty sent Bowers Merritt for Genty and had him throw in Gordon.
Let him cook.
What are we doing back there? What are we doing, James? What are we doing, James? Are we losing friends today, James? This is how you treat your friends? You rake them over the coals? My boy took Gordon from him. I do love Bowers, though. I'm just saying. But that's fantastic. Genty to the moon. All right, James, appreciate you. I love when my people grab Ollie Gordon or JCM. Hunter, wide receiver 8, 222 points, 18 overall. Okay. Oh, thank you, Clutch, for coming back with this. I would have forgot. It's a very, very good job on your part. Hunter, wide receiver 8, 222 points, projected 18 overall, number 1 DB. So 18 overall, that's your answer. Where do you take him? Round 2. Mid to late round 2. The scoring's not as lucrative as some leagues have him as 1 overall, the highest scoring overall player. So this projections, and make sure your commissioner doesn't make everybody draft and then he changes the scoring for like Hunter and say, well, I didn't have it in there yet. Like that can't happen. That is absolutely unacceptable, because then everybody's looking at this and they're saying, okay, well, he's 18 overall, and the commissioner is going to take him at 5 and adjust the scoring. I'd say, would I be tempted if I had like the 1-2 turn to take him with that high second? Yeah, but I'm not taking him a 1 with the scoring, but I'm definitely taking him at the 2-round territory, anywhere around 2. Also have Bill Krosky, Merritt, Fields over May at QB. I'd probably say Fields over May for right now because of the running capability, sure. But, you know, this is a tough call. I think May could have a much better year, especially right out of the gate, throwing the football to Hendy. May might be safer. You know what? I'll say this. May's safer. You want safety week 1, kind of feel out what Fields is going to do. I don't mind going May week 1. Honestly, I like Fields. I'm hopeful. I am. I got the 1.1 sanity check. Jamar Chase at 1 and hoping Chase Brown falls to me at 2. Kyron over Hampton at 3. I'd say Kyron and Hampton are pretty even. I can split that. There's nothing. Go with your gut in the moment, because I would split that if I had 2 leagues side by side. If elite QB falls to me in the 4-5, do I take? I definitely would take JD5 or Josh Allen at the 4-5. Burrow falls a little later. Mahomes falls a little later than 4-5, maybe 5, in the late 5 or something like that. But I wouldn't be opposed to, if all the quarterbacks were gone, take Mahomes at 5 in the 5 pick. And I love Pickens, love him. Adams, I'm not a huge fan of getting a lot of Adams because he could leave you hanging, bro. He's 33 years old. Hendy, love Hendy. Hendy is in the 4th round would be a league-winning maneuver. Don't be too cemented into picking these specific things, but I do think you have a general good plan of attack walking into the draft, my boy. So I'd say stick with the plan, loosely based, and I like what you got going on there. Great 12-man league, JD5, wide receiver, Jamar Chase, Neighbors, Rice, Ridley, Hunter, Chisholm, Hampton, Scattaboo, Garendo. Didn't we answered this one already? Yeah, we should go ahead and make that Neighbors trade. So hopefully you were able to maybe think of some things. You can come back to me and let me know. Let's see here. We got I Am Fake, appreciate you, 10-man, pick 7, Dak, Penix, running back, Genty, Marion, Hampton, Chuba, Mason. Johnson's got some good value, Caleb Johnson right now. Bill's got some good value right now via trade. London, Terry McLaurin, McMillan. I'm trading Pearsall or McMillan or Scary Terry with Caleb Johnson right now to go get Kyron-esque player. Or if we're going wide receiver, let's say, London, BTJ, Lad McConkey using you got London. BTJ or Lad McConkey, and obviously I'm trying for BTJ first, using Terry McLaurin or Pearsall to go with Caleb Johnson. Easy peasy. And I would trade Ted McMillan for Hunter straight up and just stand down and let that team marinate. Garrett with the super chat here, 12-team, May, Bijan, Kyron, Rice, Bowers, Hunter, Olave, Diggs, Jennings, Tank, Mims, Penix Jr. Can I get an upgrade with my flex spot with Olave, Diggs, and Jennings? Maybe. I don't know that anyone's trading for those guys. You could get rid of Olave in a package deal, but he's kind of hard to trade standalone. I don't want to trade any of your starters, though. So the bottom line is I'm not moving anything in your lineup. I like it a lot. Maybe I could trade, if you ever got hit with injury or you were just scared of what it looked like against other teams, because, it's a 12-man league, though. You did really good. Olave, Diggs, and Jennings, no one's buying them. No one cares. Sorry. You need Tank Bigsby to do something for you to have any sort of bench trade, but you're going to wait this out, Garrett. Don't move any of the starters. I like the squad a lot. Let's revisit once the team goes out there and does some damage. You have the best fantasy football show out there. Thank you, Ray. Appreciate that kind word, my boy. You were a rock. I have the best followers and watchers and subscribers. You guys make the show. I'm nothing without you guys. I work for you. Any changes? Knicks, Chase Brown, B. Rob. I assume that's Bijan Robinson, but I don't know why you list him after Chase Brown. So if that's Brian Robinson Jr., which is what B. Rob is, you can't call Bijan Robinson B. Rob. That's not his nickname because Brian Robinson Jr. has it. So it's just confusing. If this is Brian Robinson Jr., you're in some trouble. If that's your running back too. Honestly, Pacheco's your running back too, if that's the case. But this has got to be Bijan. But why are you listing Bijan after Chase Brown? The disrespect there is maddening. Not to mention you're calling him Brian Robinson. Knicks, Chase Brown, Bijan, Evans, Higgins, Hawkinson, Pacheco, Garrett Wilson. Like the squad. I think maybe, I like the squad. I think it's pretty good. Evans and Garrett Wilson and Higgins and Hawkinson. I don't know what you'd trade. Maybe Higgins and Pacheco for one stronger, better player. That's probably what I would do, my boy. Get rid of those. Get rid of it that way. Appreciate you dropping that super chat. It's Bijan, okay. Yeah, let's not call him B-Rob. It's like calling JCM JJ. It's like you can't do that. Superflex, PPR, Hurts, Chase Brown, Bucky, Emeka, Rice, K9, Hendy, Hall. Love this Harvey, Hunter. Solid team. Pearsall and K9 without trading Sharps if you've got them, which I don't think you even have them. So K9 and Pearsall for one player, bro. One player. I'd do that for MHJ, for JSN, for obviously London or BTJ. Obviously, I would do that for Hampton or Hendy. Smashing that. Doing it live. Appreciate you. This one here on a $10 hauler. Hey, Smitty, rate my 10-man PPR. Mahomes, Henry, JT, Hill. You drafted 3 players like in a row that I don't ever draft and don't like, though. Nico, I don't know if you've been here, though. You're doing your own thing. You don't have to listen to everything I say. I get it. But this 3 players, it's, Henry, JT, and Hill. I'm not really drafting any of those 3 guys. If it's me, I'm moving those guys. I don't trust them. I don't trust JT's offensive line. I don't trust that Danny Dimes is going to turn him into what Barkley was turned into, playing for Danny in a very similar offense in that it's limited. Tyreek Hill, I don't trust at all mentally right now, physically. Henry, if I had to trust one of these guys, it'd be Henry. But I love Hendy. Get him and Harvey in your lineup. I think I just move bro, you have Hendy, Harvey, and let's say you keep Henry. So JT and Hill, for Lamb and something, for JJ and something, for Jamar Chase and something. Traded Mixon plus Debo for Harvey. Love that trade. That's a great trade. I think you just need to do one more move using JT and Hill. But if you love JT and Hill, bro, let it ride for a week and let's see if I'm wrong. Although I don't know that it necessarily is a season, even if it's a 1 month, injection of goodness from Hill, it could fall apart. Walker, Hubbard, Chase, London, Ingram, Adams, Pollard, Odunze, Tracy, Warren, Robinson Jr., Cooper. What do you think of the roster? I like it. I just want to get rid of Walker. I don't see Charbonnet on your roster, so that is a huge problem. You cannot draft Walker without Charbonnet. Not to mention, I don't trust Walker a lot, so I'm trading Walker and Odunze for one safer player. Kyron, Hendy, Hampton, even Harvey, I would rather have over just Walker without Charbonnet. Thank you for the super chat. Hopefully that helps you just maybe get a plan of attack together and you can bring it back and we'll Smitty approve it or triple stamp a double stamp on it. 10-man PPR redraft, wondering if I should trade Chase Brown for Harvey and Hendy. Yes, I would take Harvey and Hendy for sure. Because Hendy I like as much, if not more, than Chase Brown in some ways, or at least equal. Have the offer on the table. Take the 2 running backs, take the 2 RBs, and do it live and do it well. Appreciate you very much. Touchdown, appreciate you. $10 hauler. 10-man PPR 6 spot. Bo Nix, Gibbs, Bucky, Neighbors, and McLaurin. Like it. McBride, like it. Igbuka. Get Igbuka in your lineup somehow. How do we do that? Can we get Bo Nix into a JD5 using McLaurin? I know it's counterintuitive because you want McLaurin and JD5 on the team. But Josh Allen, I love Bo Nix. I'm just saying I'd be tempted. But then again, you know what you could do is McLaurin and James Conner. Might be easier. Let's do that. Forget that. Scratch it. McLaurin, James Conner. James Conner's got a lot of value. You could even throw Ricky Pearsall in. Let's see what you got here. Got to offer BTJ and Kyron for Gibbs. I'd take BTJ and Kyron for Gibbs. A part of me even running my mouth when you already had something concocted that was better. Chad, are we in agreement there? BTJ and Kyron for Gibbs. He's got to take that. As much as we love Gibbs, it is what it is, bro. Gibbs, pack your bags. We love you. Smitty's house is always open to you. You can come here. Crash on my couch in the middle of one of the trades and transactions. Your boy will be here for you. Redraft 12 team PPR Superflex. Jaden Daniels, BTJ, MHJ, Hampton Henderson, Roma Dunze, Travis Hunter, Golden, Bryce Young, benches, Addison, Benson's, not a lot to trade. Benson's going to need to gain value. Loveland needs to gain value. Golden will probably gain some value. I think you wait. What I maybe consider, because you got, your bench, Addison and Benson are pretty good. It's not super deep, but those two are good. I'd be kind of intrigued by, can I get Bryce Young, even though I like him, upgraded a tiny bit to a Bo Nix type player by giving up maybe an Addison or a Golden, maybe an Adunze even potentially, just to get that slight quarterback upgrade. But that's just the way my mind works. I think other than that, you stand down because Bryce Young's a pretty damn good QB2 considering your team and how deep it is. Mahomes, Marv, Pickens, Ibuka, Bijan, Chase Brown, Hendy, Chase Brown, Bowers, benches, Hunter, Sharps, Bigsby. Love the team. You're just like a few others. You're waiting for Sharps, for Hunter, for Bigsby to gain value. And if and when they do, you'll be able to maybe do some sort of Marv upgrade, Pickens upgrade. Don't trade Bijan. Don't trade Chase Brown. Don't trade Ibuka. Don't trade Hendy. Don't trade Bowers. So that's the only advice I would give you. And you're pretty much in stand-down mode because the team is freaking sick. Probably an 8.3 out of 10, which is one of the higher scores I've given. Team 2 and 2, 10-man. Team 2, 10-man. JD, Chase Brown, Hampton, RJ Harvey, CD, London, J-Mo, Buka, Ingram, Warren, benches, Mason, Keon Coleman. Not much to do here. You can't really even do anything. Maybe you could trade J-Mo and Mason for some slight wide receiver upgrade. I don't even know if that's even doable. Maybe you trade, I like CD, London, RJ, Hampton, Chase Brown, JD. I'm trading any of that. None of it. Buka, keep him. J-Mo, and I don't even mind keeping J-Mo, starting J-Mo, getting J-Mo, good value. But yeah, Mason and J-Mo, or J-Mo and maybe Hampton for like that running back upgrade. And we're talking like Genty, Bijan and Gibbs. That's it, J-Mo and Hampton for Gibbs, I would do. You could try that, send it out, see if you could throw in something smaller like a Pearsall or whatever to get it done or whatever. That type of player anyway. 10-man, 1 QB. Dak is only QB. Would you get Lawrence off waivers for a backup? If so, drop which player? I would definitely want a backup quarterback, but this is hard. Do you make a drop? I don't know if you can put Addison on IR until week 4. Depends on your setting. I would probably say if this was me, I would rather have a backup quarterback and not get screwed out of that. And I'd probably say I'd probably let Keenan Allen go. I like Keenan Allen, but he's not going to be some sort of world star for you. You're probably never going to start him. Even if you did, what's he really going to do? Knicks, Chase Brown? It's just the one where we said Bijan Robinson, Evans, Higgins, Hawkinson, Pacheco, Garrett Wilson. I think I already answered this one, right? Yeah, this is the one where I said don't call him. You can call him whatever you want, by the way, but B-Rob sounds like Brian Robinson Jr. Like the team, bro. I like the team. It's really good. Again, Higgins and what did I say? Pacheco and Higgins is interesting to maybe trade off. I like the squad a lot. Go get Brashard Smith. If you don't make any moves, go get Brashard Smith so you have that KC backfield locked up because that KC backfield's valuable. Should I trade Garrett Wilson and Adunze for London? I'd take London in a heartbeat, my boy. Drop Scatterboo for Marks or Sampson. I'd rather have probably Scatterboo long term, but I am tempted to grab Marks now before anything develops. And that's why we continue to talk about him. But it is a risk because something could happen. Even a trade could happen. I would pick 1.8 Genty over Henry, absolutely, because he's got fresh legs, and Henry at some point will break. Even though he hasn't yet, I get it. But he will break at some point, and do you really want to be holding the night before it falls? It's not a situation I want to be in when Genty could outscore him anyway. Even if both stay healthy, Genty could have just as many rushing touchdowns. Genty could have 1,500 yards, lead the league in rushing. And I'm not saying Henry can't. And Henry, if he gets 2,000 yards rushing, Adam Sandler's going to put him in a movie. But I don't know that that's necessarily going to lock it in. I mean, that's like, I'm going Genty. It's just not even close. Genty is a world star, bro. He is absolutely a marvel that is going to take the league by storm. Bench spot Gordon or Cooper. Gordon by a country mile. Gordon's league-winning material, my boy. League-winning. Do it live. Do it well. K9, appreciate you. $5 hauler trade. Second 12-man. Rate second 12-man league. QB May, Rice, MHJ, Pickens, Buka, Chisholm, Genty, Bucky, Hampton, Harvey, Sampson. Love the team. I don't know that I'm even moving anything, bro. Your team's fire. I love it. Wide receivers, Rice, MHJ, Pickens, Buka. I mean, maybe I would trade. I mean, I don't want you to trade these running backs, but if you could only start, let's say, three of them, then I might move one, but I don't know that I move them yet. I let them gain value. First of all, Pickens will gain value, MHJ will gain value, Buka will gain value, Rice will gain value. You are a hold candidate, my boy, because all those players are getting mad disrespected, and we love them because of it. $10 hauler, 10-team dynasty takeover, rebuild year 2. 1 QB, 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 2 flex, Burrow, Penix Jr., McCarthy, Genty, Harvey, JCM, Brian Robinson Jr., Warren, Tank, Buka, J-Mo, Tet, Golden, Waddle. God, this team is lengthy. It's the 10-man dynasty league out of control. Strange, Theo, Fannin. I'm still talking. Moves, I'd probably say it's 1 QB. Obviously I'd move McCarthy if I could. Genty, Harvey, love it. JCM. I don't know, man. J-Mo, maybe? I like J-Mo. I just don't trust J-Mo. Buka. What's the wide receiver room? Where's the beginning of the wide receiver room? Buka? Is Buka your first wide receiver? I like him. I'm probably trying to get rid of Tet and J-Mo for 1 bigger dog. Golden and Tet, Golden and J-Mo for 1 bigger dog. Waddle with them. Can you throw in an RB? JCM maybe. JCM and Tet for 1 bigger wide receiver. JCM and Golden for 1 bigger wide receiver. Waddle, add Waddle in there. That's kind of the only thing I'm trying to do is just gain 1 spot wide receiver wise. Just one spot. Thank you for the super chat. 666, appreciate you. Rate my 10-man home league. PPR, May, Bijan, Bucky, Hendy, Harvey, Bowers, Rice, Pickens. You're like that other guy. Is this the same team? I like getting Ibuka in this lineup. So maybe you're trading. I don't trade those running backs. I trade JCM and maybe Pickens to get Buka in your lineup. But then what do you do with that player you get? Maybe upgrade May. Drake May and Pickens. Drake May and JCM. Drake May, Pickens, and JCM for a big monster top 5 quarterback. And then you can get Buka right into the lineup. And you still got Sharps. You still got Parasol. Parasol I'd use to make a deal happen. Love the squad, though. I'm just trying to get that quarterback upgraded. I don't want to trade it out to anybody else. 10-man PPR keeper rate. My team, May, Henry, HN, Travis Hunter, Rice, McBride, Hendy, Worthy. Love the team. A lot of these teams look so similar. I like the squad. I don't think I want to get rid of any of the starters, bro. Maybe a Worthy and a Dunze for a slight wide receiver upgrade. Maybe once, Benson or Sampson. I don't trade Ollie Gordon, to be honest. Once Benson or Sampson gain some value, or Sharps, you could maybe, do some sort of Worthy upgrade. But right now, I don't think Worthy can be upgraded too easily. Try. a Dunze Worthy from somebody that has thin wide receivers but has a slightly better London, or even a potential Lad McConkey makes some sense, but that might be a little bit more of a close call and you say no to. How did I do? Full PPR Dak squad, a Dak, Saquon, Bucky, Monty, Brees, Rice, Worthy, Scary Terry, Debo, Hunter. Love it. It's just some of these teams are too deep. McBride, I feel behind. You're not behind. You just have such a deep squad that you're probably feeling like you're not overwhelming anyone with one spot. Like, this is a really good team. Worthy is a tradable piece to me. I still love Worthy, but I find myself trying to trade him high. And I think Worthy and like Monty, Worthy and Brees could maybe get you that Hendy type player, or that London type player, the BTJ type player. Obviously, you got Bucky. I would have said Bucky. And then you can do that Saquon divide and conquer thing. Saquon for a Hendy and a receiver always works if you need to. But I think you're so deep, you just really need to try and upgrade that Brees spot. That's the only thing I'd really focus on. And that might come in time because Brees doesn't have great value right now. So you might want to be a candidate to wait into week 1. Let it play out, then maybe Brees gains some value. If he has 100 total yards and a touchdown, it's going to be a whole different Brees Hall value market. How did I do? Full PPR, Dak, Saquon, Bucky. This is the same one. I feel behind. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate you dropping the super chat. This one here from X Cali. Appreciate you. Would you trade Higgins and Pacheco for? Who would you trade Higgins and Pacheco for? Brees Hall, MHJ, JSN, obviously players before that. Hampton, Harvey, Henderson, Kyron, Brees Hall. I know I said some of those twice, but just feel excited. Felt like I needed to. Drop Chisholm for Thornton Jr., Gordon, or Najee. Gordon. I hate dropping Chisholm at all, but Gordon. Gordon's the answer. Gordon's the ticket. Do it live. Do it well. $10 holler. Just drafted, and this is my team. LOL. Lol. He's lolling a lot on this one. Nix, Genty, Hampton, London, Wilson, Hendy, Harvey, Bench, Hunter, and Buka. That is pretty funny. You're just same thing, man. Let these guys fire off. Let it go into week 1, though. You got so much depth. Sometimes you make trades, and it's like you don't need to make any trades. That team's like 8.4 out of 10. And it's going to get better once you wait, marinate, and then trade. You think I can win a league? Josh Allen, CD, Nico, Bowers, Kyron, Metcalf, Swift, Hunter, Buka, JCM, Bigsby, Charbonnet, Caleb. Yeah, the moment you get something out of Sharbs or JCM in a consistent way, or if Swift is better than I predict, or Bigsby gets the ball a ton, like your team's going to be on fire and unstoppable. Could you make a preemptive move right now? I suppose DK, Metcalf, and Swift for one player would be good. JCM, DK, JCM, Swift, DK, something around those lines. And then when Sharbs gets into full gear, then you've got real trade bait on your hands, my friend. Real trade bait. Pick 2, full PPR, 10-man league, 2 flex, QB, Hurts, Purdy. So I would say BTJ Worthy, Devontae Smith, Buka, Jacoby, Bucky, Bajan, Monty, RJ Harvey, Benson. This is so deep, man. Arroyo. I like the squad a lot. I don't know, man. Monty and Devontae Smith, Monty and Worthy and Smith together. Anything along those lines to go get that London, that Bucky, that Achane. Achane's so doubted right now, being banged up. I bet you could get rid of Devontae Smith and Monty, or Worthy and Monty. Certainly in the cards. Certainly in the cards. Yeah, thank you, big homie, for the super chat. This one here, 12-man, 2 flex, PPR, QB, JD5, Penix, Bucky, Hendy, JCM, Sharbs, Bigsby, Tootin, wide receiver, Neighbors, Hunter, Buka, Waddle, Reed, Horton, Tesla. Looking good. JD5, fantastic, my boy. Bucky and Hendy, JCM, fantastic. Waiting on Sharbs. Everybody's got Sharbs. Everybody's got Gordon, Sharbs, and JCM from our crew. Neighbors, Hunter, and Buka, Waddle. I'm trading Waddle and JCM for one player. I'm trading Waddle, if you can even trade him. Waddle and yeah, Waddle for a. There's nothing here, man. Not saying that in a bad way, but JCM and Waddle for what? MHJ, sure. For Harvey, yes. So try for Harvey. Try for Hall even. I'd take Hall over Waddle. Waddle and maybe not JCM and Harvey and Waddle for Hall, because maybe I would. Yeah, I like JCM, but maybe I would do that. But certainly Harvey. Certainly I would go after. Maybe I'd even trade. Wait for Sharps. JCM and Waddle for Hall. I doubt you get a Kyron, but you could try. Kyron's pretty doubted. Harvey, MHJ, JSN. Until then, you're waiting. You're letting it marinate. You're letting it simmer. You're letting it do it live. Not much, but Cedric Tillman for Tank, a good trade. Cedric Tillman for Tank Bigsby. I would rather have Tank Bigsby, so that's a pretty good trade. I know that's not super exciting, but I like it. I actually like it. Try and get Tootin somehow. See if the combo. Heat Law, Achan, Genti, Hendy, Olave, Ollie, MHJ, T-Mac, J-Mo, Pearsall, Thornton, Ingram, Warren, Bigsby. I like the squad. Let's see here. I would say, let's see, Achan, Genti, Hendy, Ollie, MHJ, T-Mac, Pearsall, J-Mo are all tradable for me. So I would definitely say if you can get rid of T-Mac and J-Mo together, pretty solid. What could you get for T-Mac and J-Mo? It's hard to trade two wide receivers. It really is. I think I'm timing out on my underdog drafts. I hate when it goes into full like minute mode, where you got an hour to make a selection. I got all these fire teams that are potentially going to time out if I'm not careful. Facial Tootin needs to be drafted on this team, so I want to do that live. I've got one more draft with the timer here. Hold on one second. Let's see here. I'm in round number 18 anyway, so we're just going to go ahead and grab a additional tight end, Arroyo or Fannin. I like Fannin Jr. right now. I'm going to go Fannin Jr. I like Arroyo and Fannin Jr. both. All right, I'm caught up there. So, yeah, if you could get rid of T-Mac and J-Mo for, let's say, a Lad, a Hampton, a Harvey. You already have Hendy, Pearsall and J-Mo, Pearsall and T-Mac. I think you could do that. Not to mention, Lad's available for that probably, but the other players that come to mind, let me pull up the underdog rankings and I will be able to give you an idea. Maybe you're going after Hampton. You could probably get Hampton at looking at the values here. Kyron. Literally, T-Mac and Pearsall or T-Mac and J-Mo could get you Kyron. Not every time. Would I trade T-Mac for Hall straight up just to get an RB? Potentially. You're pretty good at RB, though. I think if I'm doing a move, it's going to be two wide receivers for one wide receiver. Not the easiest move to make. You're probably waiting on some things to happen. You got MHJ already. That's great. Tough call, bro. I can't really come up with too much for your team right now. That's all I can think of right now. $4.99 hauler from Chris. Chris, you dropping a blank super chatter. You didn't put anything in there, but I appreciate you very much. You got to include the message in the super chatter. I'm not even in a place to find the other messages right now. I'll try and look for it after if you did drop a question, but please always include the message in the super chat, guys. Running back room is light. Starting Hendy, Sharps. Got Knicks, Neighbors, London, and Rice, McBride, Igbuka, Hunter. I got Bill, Benson, Ollie, sit tight or wait or trade. I definitely am okay sitting tight in a way because I don't want to trade any of these players. I love every player you have that you listed, from Igbuka to Hunter to McBride. I would be very tempted, I suppose, to maybe divide and conquer a Neighbors if you could. But then again, it's like, what if Sharps gets in there in week 1 and tears it up? I'm almost tempted, J Money, to let this ride out a little bit. Let Bill, if you could trade Bill, and Bill's not bad either if you want to go Bill instead of Sharps, but I might start Sharps. I think that's TBA. We got to figure out what the pecking order looks like in Seattle. But Bill should be okay for you. You're waiting on Benson, Bill, and Ollie to gain value to maybe trade with a player to upgrade. But I don't really want you sending any of that away, my boy. I just don't. I like everything about it, even though you're flying a little risky there. You got the players like Ollie and Sharps to step up. That's a perfect hero running back room, to be honest. It is. It's crazy because you stacked everywhere else, but I kind of like it, man. I like those kind of teams. I'm wild like that. I like hitting the waiver wire and being the guy that picks up Kyron or Bucky, because if you do, it's game over. So you got into that team for a reason. You're feeling crafty about getting the RBs, right? Ollie Gordon, et cetera, et cetera. See if Keith Mitchell's out there. You got crafty feeling about it, and now you're second guessing your very challenging but fun way to approach this year. I like it. Keenan Allen drop for Lawrence too. I like Keenan Allen drop for Lawrence too. 10-team, 2 flex. Team is Dak, Henry, Chase Brown, Lamb, Evans, Ingram, Kamara, Rice. I don't love Kamara this year. I made that known. I don't love Henry that much this year. I made that known. Now, could you trade Kamara in for a wide receiver straight up like MHJ or Garrett Wilson, or better yet, a potential Lab McConkey, or better yet, you trade him for, I don't know, Kamara for Hendy, Harvey, Hampton. And if you get Harvey, you probably get something in addition. Can you trade Henry for Hendy and a player? I go to the Travis Hunter owner and see what they have. But I am trying to trade Kamara and Henry personally. That's me. If you like those guys, your team's fine. Your team is going to be good. I mean, Evans, I'm not thrilled about. I think he could potentially slow down this year, but I don't think I'd get rid of him for pennies on the dollar or anything like that. Like you made your bed with that, so you got to potentially sleep in it. But I don't mind. It's not bad. It's very, very solid. At least divide and conquer one of the players potentially. We've got 707 on YouTube and only 288 thumbs up. Please hit that thumb up button. And then we got another 400 or something on Twitter. Rate my team 12-man full PPR, 111th pick. QB is Dak Fields with wide receiver Nico, BTJ, Tyreek, T-Mac, Ridley, Hampton, Pacheco, Eckler, Spears, Judkins. 12-man. Nico, BTJ, Tyreek. I'm not a big Tyreek guy. Hampton, Pacheco. You're really thin at running back. So you're trying to get rid of Tyreek and T-Mac, Tyreek and Ridley. Maybe Pacheco and Ridley, Pacheco and T-Mac to go get that Hendy, to get that Hampton-like player to put next to your Hampton. Bucky's probably too costly, but you could try Tyreek Hill and Pacheco for Bucky. I don't know if that will, work. Or if the person is loaded at running back, you could potentially, I don't know. You could go to, like, let's say, the Kyron owner and try and do Tyreek Hill for Kyron. You could try and get potentially Harvey and something for Tyreek. Appreciate you. And Andrew with a $20 hauler, and then I'll go over to Chris Walker's question. Andrew with a $20 wad. I think Chris Walker was the one that dropped that blank one, so I appreciate you, Chris, coming in and bringing another one in here. Appreciate you, my boy. Andrew with a $20 super chat. Andrew to the mother freaking moon.
Alert. Super chat alert.
$20 super chat.
Let's see, Andrew. 8-team league. 8-team. We haven't seen an 8-team in a while. Penix Jr., Gibbs, Genty, London, AJB. Let's not get overly excited because it's 8-man, but it's very good. Bucky. I love how it's Gibbs, Genty, London, AJ Brown, Evan Ingram. My flex is Bucky. Okay. I see what you're doing there. Bench is Garrett Wilson, Hampton, Hendy. There's nothing to do here, bro. You know what the weird thing is? Like, in an 8-man, I venture to say, Andrew, you can tell me this is true. No one's trading in an 8-man league. Anybody playing in an 8-man league on average, I'm not saying you, is not very active. Because an active person probably wouldn't have ever gotten an 8-man league to begin with. They would have been bored by that idea. You know, they only can do 2 or 3 leagues because, their misses will only let them. And so they're not going to pick one of them to be an 8-man league. So, and I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm just saying that I don't even know that you're going to be able to trade much. And am I right on that? I imagine these guys don't even answer or respond or counter. So you're going to have to get lucky and find a good trade partner. Now, what I would try and get McBride using A.J. Brown. You got plenty of depth to throw in there. A.J. Brown for McBride. A.J. Brown and Ingram for McBride. A.J. Brown and freaking, you got Kyle Pitts, who I like, but I'm trying to do some sort of, move like that. Get a positional advantage, somewhere. Penix Jr. might not be good enough, and I love him. In this league, in an 8-man league, I'm trying to go see who has 2 quarterbacks that shouldn't have drafted 2 quarterbacks that thought they're going to corner the market, and maybe they did because you might trade for them. I would definitely be okay going with Penix if you can't get a deal done. But like an A.J. Brown to upgrade into a Burrow or Mahomes will probably be the easiest quarterback to acquire unless a Chiefs fan grabbed him. But this team is so loaded that, honestly, upgrading AJB using a Debo, a bench spot, very acceptable move. Hampton, Hendy, how are these guys not getting your lineup? I mean, the answer is Bucky's your flex. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Like, what are you going to do with this team? London, AJB. I'm trying to trade AJB. AJB, I mean, you got Hunter, you got Ibuka. What are you going to do with this squad? It's quarterback. Can you give a Debo? Even Ibuka, if you got to get rid of him, let Ibuka go ham for a while. But here's the thing. These guys won't trade, Andrew. So what you're going to do, Andrew, is you're going to wait until week 1. Yes, only some would trade. Wait till week 1. Let Ibuka ignite on fire. Let Debo ignite on fire. Let Hendy and Hampton ignite on fire. You can't start all these guys. You just can't. You got Genty, Gibbs, and Bucky. So you're going to try and use these players to upgrade Penix Jr. Maybe Mahomes is a struggle bus week 1. Maybe Josh Allen doesn't score a ton in week 1. And let's say Ibuka goes ham. 2 TDs, 110 yards. Everyone's like, oh my God, this is BTJ. What are we doing? Now you can trade somebody. I'd put him in your lineup and trade AJB. Maybe AJB has a good week. Right now, try Penix Jr., AJB for an upgraded quarterback. If you can't get it done, you're waiting. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Was offered this JT Sutton for Hampton and Terry. I would take Hampton and what was the trade? It was Hampton. Offered JT and Sutton for Hampton and Terry. Give me Hampton and Terry. Hampton and Terry for me. Drop Kraft for ETN, Blue, or Marks. Drop Kraft. I don't like dropping Kraft because he's a good tight end, but if he's your backup and you can't do anything about it, I'd probably say give me Blue. But it's close, bro. It's real close. And was offered this. I got that one out of the way. Thank you very much. And then this last one, and then go over to Chris's. Drop Mooney for Thornton Jr. Yes, Mooney's going to be out sometime, bro. There's no reason to hold on to Mooney right now. And then Chris with the final super chat, 12-team PPR. We did it. I cleared them out. Any DAC at QB, 12-team PPR, any DAC at QB. I don't know what any DAC at QB means, but DACs at QB, Bucky and Chuba, CD, Jerry Jeudy, Brock Bowers, Calvin Ridley, at flex, Jalen Warren, Addison, Goddard, Jerome Ford. I like this team. Brock Bowers makes you chase other positions because you take them early and it's hard. It's tough sledding. But bro, you got CD and Bucky still in a 12-man league. This is fantastic. What do I do? I guess Calvin Ridley and Chuba. Look, this is just me. Calvin Ridley and Chuba for one big monster. And I believe in Addison. I believe that you'll probably find someone on waivers too. I don't think this is all you got. I mean, Judy's still good too. Chuba and Ridley or Chuba and Jeudy for one slightly better running back. thinking Kyron, thinking Bucky-esque, right? Achan's injured right now. Achan might be the target, Chris. Go get Achan. Go get Genty. Go get Hendy. Those would be my targets using Chuba. And honestly, I would rather have Hendy than Chuba. And would I give up Ridley to get it done? Yes, I would. I'd rather give up Judy to get that done. But Hendy, Genty, Achan. Those are the 3 RBs I'm targeting, my boy. Thank you, Chris, for dropping the super chat. And then we do have another super chat here. Rate my 12-team league. 2 QB, okay? 2 QB. JJ Neighbors, Kyron, Bucky. Jeez. Laporta, Travis Hunter, QBs are T-Law, Caleb. I knew your quarterbacks will be struggling a little bit, given how stacked that team is. Yeah, I guess I would say if I was to do anything, I would be trying to trade JJ down to a London, downgrade to a London or a BTJ, or maybe a St. Brown, or maybe a couple other names. You could throw them at me to try and get that Caleb or T-Law upgraded. Then I'm good. But I'm only doing that kind of downgrade. I'm not doing any other sort of downgrade. That is what I want. I need at least a London, or specifically would love BTJ. BTJ would make me sleep well at night, in that sense of trading JJ for BTJ and something else massively solid. 12-team Knicks, May, Bijan, Bucky, Chase, Hendy, Rice, Debo, Ibuka, Dunze, McBride. Traded Tank, Smitty, Devontae Smith. Hank, Devontae Smith, King. I think you're saying Devontae Smith here instead of my name, but I'm not sure. I'd probably say Devontae Smith just so I don't confuse you. You're saying my name here. Traded Tank, Smitty. Hey, Smitty, I traded Tank. Devontae Smith and Tank Bigsby and Kincaid for McBride and Dunze. Tank, Devontae. Yeah, bro, smash. McBride and Dunze all day long. All day long. Just a complete lambasting. Mike, that's a great trade. Great job. Super chats are cleared. Super chats are cleared. Brains fried. I'm hesitant to open the phone line because the moment I do, it's just gonna be, there might be more, and then I can't even concentrate. And then some of you want full team breakdowns. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open rapid fire phone line briefly. Rapid fire phone line briefly. That's it. That's it. All right, here we go. Rapid fire phone line. The phone line is not even. Let me see if I can launch it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Rapid fire phone line is open. Silver Surfer, appreciate your $20 hauler. Had an issue and got the auto draft. Burrow, Dak, Chase, BTJ, AJ Brown. I think you posted this question already. Didn't I read it? Kicker thought. Yeah, you did post this week. I still said you did fire. You did fire when I evaluated. I said Burrow, Dak, Chase, BTJ, great team. AJB. Am I trying to trade AJB and Hall for like one better player? Yeah, because you got Harvey and Hampton. That's fantastic, Deckard. And thank you for the $20 super chat. You're the man, the myth, the legend. Let's see here. Caller, you have 30 seconds. Go, pal.
Hey, it's Travis.
Oh, hey, you can stay on the phone. I don't usually get to
okay.
Go ahead.
Whatever works. Just real quick, and I'll let you get to the rest of them. There, supposedly, it's out there that the Patriots and Raiders are talking about Jacobe Meyers. I'm here for Jacobe Meyers. I don't know if it should be involved. What does that do to Williams and Chisholm? Does it, especially Williams, it probably hurts him for this year quite a bit.
Yeah, I think that could be something that let me merge these calls. Hold on 1 second. Mute yourself real quickly. Gavin, mute yourself real quickly, please. I'll be right with you. Sorry, Travis, I had to merge those calls. I mean, Chisholm's certainly going to get slowed down, no doubt, because Chisholm's already got a tough hill to climb, which I think he can climb. He's got grit. But if Jacobe Meyers was traded for, they obviously want him. And Jacobe Meyers is holding out for what right now? Or not holding out. He's requesting a trade for what? Money. So if he gets
Right.
traded, he's not going to sit there and
That
go,
worries me.
don't pay me. He's going to say, if you trade for me, you better pay me or I'm not coming. And you could say he has no control over that, but he kind of does, because if he says, I'm going to be unhappy the moment you acquire me, they're going to go, I don't want to trade for this guy if he's going to be unhappy. So they're going to give him a contract.
And it's just, he'll be 29 in November, and I think it'd be great for Drake May.
Yeah.
That's like the ultimate goal this year, but, it's going to affect a lot of things.
Yeah. It's like, what are we doing? These 29 and 30-year-old wide receivers saw one guy do it. Sutton did it. Now everybody in McLaurin started it. And now everybody thinks they can get paid at 29, 30 years old. And look what McLaurin's doing now. So, geez, man. Jacobe Meyers. Oh, money, bro. Pay me for the past. Pay me.
The Patriots might do it. They have money.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And, man, the fact that they don't see that Chisholm is better than Jacobe Meyers anyway, he's just kind of raw right now. Like, you got to just invest in that. Invest in the kid. All right, Travis, hang tight real quickly. Again, Bosshorn Deckard, a.k.a. Silver Surfer. I like this team a lot. You autoed on it. And you did post this earlier. I did read it. I know you just might have stepped out. But love the team. Chase Burrow, BTJ. You couldn't have autoed a better team. It's not that fun to auto. But you got Sharps waiting in the wings and Hampton and Harvey. But the one thing I would do is try and trade Hall and AJB for one big monster. I'm thinking Genty. I'm even thinking Hendy and something. You might even get something with it just to have the Harvey, Hampton, Hendy running back situation with BTJ, Chase, and Burrow. And, that's a great team. Make sure Ollie Gordon isn't out there because you didn't have a chance to draft him, so he might be sitting out there. All right, let me go to the phone lines. You got 30 seconds. I got to go rapid fire style. I'm sorry about that. So get in what you can get in, and then, you don't get it in, you don't get it in. This is 209. You are live, young man. Go.
Alrighty, so I got two trade offers on the table because I'm trying to trade Jamar Chase because I accidentally picked T. Higgins on the 2-3 turn by double tapping my screen. So the trade offer is Jamar Chase, James Cook for A.J. Brown and Bijan.
Now I'll grant you a stay where I won't hang up on you while I answer you, just in case I have a follow-up. So good job getting that out in the 30 seconds. Chase and Cook for AJB and Bijan. Yeah. I mean, look, this is pretty simple for me. As much as I love Chase, Bijan and Chase are dead even. We're deciding who do you pick one, Bijan or Chase. So, Cook and AJB, I don't trust Cook at all. I don't think Cook is worth this value. While I still also doubt AJB, he's got much higher draft capital. You could flip him pretty easily, and that's what I would try and do. But I'm taking the Bijan AJB side pretty much all day long. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Or okay. Thanks, sweetie. Appreciate it.
All right, but make sure you're trying to shop AJB right after you get him though, just because I fear. He's got, there's a little concern there. Joe with a super chat. Joe, appreciate you, my boy. Joe with a $20 holler. Joe, you get immediate attention here. Bijan, Bucky, London, Kittle. He says, Grandma League, laughing emoji. I always hate when someone puts the LOL or the laughing emoji and then it's not as dominant of a team as they're thinking it is. I haven't read it yet. I just read the beginning of it. Let me put this caller on hold. 646, mute yourself real quickly, 646, and I'll be right with you.
Will do.
Bucky, looks great so far. London, Kittle, Hendy, Hunter, Harvey, Rice, Ibuka, Sharps, Penix Jr., Fields. Yeah, I mean, that's it. Smith, Blue, also Milrow, and Gordon on waivers. Yeah, I'm definitely grabbing Gordon. You don't need Fields, Penix Jr., and also, Penix is your starter. Is that right? Yeah, Penix is your starter, which I don't mind. I mean, your team's stacked. I would probably, if you can't put likely on IR, it depends on your league settings, whether you can or can't. I don't know what you drop, though. I'd probably just say if your waiver wire is plentiful at QB and you don't need the quarterback, I'm assuming this is not a super flex, then I probably say, drop likely because he's out for an extended amount of time. So you don't need him right now. I would drop likely. You got Kittle anyway. Drop likely unless you think there's Stafford and Fields and at least Aaron Rodgers and players like that always on waivers at QB, which then I would be different. But it's 12 man, so I'm going to go ahead and say probably drop Likely if you can't, and go get Gordon and do it now, Joe. Do it absolutely now. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you very much, Joe. Joe to the mother freaking moon. And I don't know if we had any gifted memberships other than ones I saw because my system really got rocked with the storm. Tatered Sandwich dropped a 5 gifted membership earlier. Tater, thank you very much again for doing that. Appreciate you. You're my boy, Blue. Tater is coming in strong lately with the gifted memberships. Mute yourself real quick, caller. I'll be right with you. And let's go on over to the phone line. You got to do rapid fire. You got 30 seconds. So you try and do some sort of team situation. You're just going to waste your time. Gavin, you're live. 30 seconds.
Okay, I have 2 quick. Would you trade R.J. Harvey for Jameson Williams? And when you cut Tucker Kraft for Holly Gordon?
I would cut Kraft for Gordon if you're good at quarterback. And then the J-Mo versus Harvey, I want Harvey by a little bit. I do. I get the allure. If you needed a wide receiver badly, I could understand someone making that move. But for me, I'm taking Harvey because what I believe Harvey will be, not what people think he is now.
And trade Kraft and cut Kraft for Holly Gordon.
I mean, unless Kraft's your starter. Yeah. I mean, Gordon's a league winner, bro. League winner. Do it live.
Goddard's good.
What?
Is Goddard good enough as a starter tight end?
I would rather have Kraft, I think.
Cut
Travis,
Goddard
Goddard or Kraft? I mean, look, Kraft had 7 touchdowns and like 700 yards last year, bro. And I think he missed some time, didn't he?
Goddard's banged up right now.
I don't think you realize how good Kraft was last year.
Okay for week 1, but Kraft is a beast.
Kraft is crafty, bro. I mean, what makes you like Goddard's? Okay. Gavin didn't like that. He did. Well, I asked then, Gavin. Why, Gavin?
If you could promise me Goddard was healthy, fine, but you can't. It's always hurt.
I mean, I don't know.
And even still, Kraft is very good.
Yeah. All right. 646, you're live. 30 seconds.
Hey, what's up, Smitty? Calling from Brooklyn over here. It's Ramirez.
Ramirez, what's up?
So I have a question. Should I trade for my team? I think you already know. I told you many times. I have Tracy and BTJ. Thinking about trading for a running back. And do you think B-Rob? Do you think they'll give me B-Rob for those two? BTJ and Tracy for B-Rob. Or my smoking crack.
Well, B-Rob is Brian Robinson Jr., so yes, I think they will. Bijan Robinson.
Oh, Bijan. I'm
but
sorry.
yeah, B-Rob is not Bijan. Okay. So
Sorry.
Yeah, Tracy and BTJ. I mean, I'm waiting for this. I think you forgot somebody. Like, no one's giving you B. Let me ask you a question. Yeah, the door is going to get slammed in your face. Let me merge this call real quickly. Caller, mute yourself real quickly. I'll be right with you, okay? Thank you. Bijan Robinson is going 1 or 2 overall. BTJ is going 11, 12, 13. Tracy, where do you take Tracy in a draft, bro? Like, I don't know, 7th, 8th round, 9th round. I mean, that's not moving the needle.
Right.
Like, would you? Yeah, you got to offer more than that. You got to give someone like a 4th or 5th.
So for B-Rob, I'll tell you who else I have that I might be able. Because I mean, I don't really have too much wiggle room. I have BTJ. I want to keep Garrett Wilson. I have Ibuka, Travis Hunter. I have Cam Ward. Maybe he might budge for that.
You're trying to like put pennies together and go get a gold bar. I don't know. I don't think. I mean, even if you throw Ibuka into this mix, I don't even think they're just automatically going to do it. I'm not saying that they shouldn't or should, but Bijan is the number 1 overall player potentially. If you're looking at RBs, at least if you're a wide receiver mentality person, you're going to think chases. But I mean, I'm not. You have to for me to go from number 12 overall BTJ to Bijan, and that's not just a small climb just because they're close in draft slot. That's a huge difference, a grand scale. big picture wise. That's a huge difference. The difference between number 12 overall and Bijan is about the same difference as like a 7th rounder and a 3rd rounder. It's just because it's earlier on when there aren't enough picks yet to even judge it. It's a big difference. This would require Garrett Wilson. Like BTJ and Garrett Wilson, I don't think would even get Bijan Robinson. So yeah, you are in la la land a little bit. I think that you're not going to get him. You could try.
I have just one last question. Do you think
last
that
one.
keeping Garendo and B Rob, the actual B Rob, on my bench is a smart idea? I'm thinking Christian McCaffrey is going to go down, man. Like at least like a week or two.
I mean, if you can roster it without damaging, wins and losses, and opportunities, then sure. But it's a hard thing to wait on, especially because it could be Jordan James. Everybody gets injured. It's hard to
Jordan
say.
James, is that?
All right, gotta go, bro.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Take it, Smitty.
All right, yeah. All right, I gotta stick to this. I wasn't strict at all with him. I let him just run ragged in the 30-second window there. Let's just get back to the grind here. 302, you're live. You got 30 seconds. No exceptions this time. That guy took your time.
All right. I just got a cool question. Who do you think I should start on my flex out of these players? All right, I got Bill, Pacheco, Pearsall, Pittman, and Sutton.
Bill, Pacheco, Pearsall, Sutton?
Yep. And yeah.
What can you get with these? Bill,
No,
I'm
saying like who do you? I'm saying out of these options, I currently have Sutton in my flex, but who do you think I should start? Like in your opinion, in my flex out of these guys?
Start. Okay, sorry. Pearsall is probably pretty safe just because he's gonna get peppered. So this would probably be the same. But Sutton too. The disrespect to Sutton, damn it. But Pearsall might be the safest though. But I would say, yeah, you know what?
Yeah, I love Pearsall.
I like him. I don't love him. I like him. But I'm gonna say that at the end of the day, I've given Sutton too much disrespect over the years. He gets the call. He's gonna score a touchdown. he always scores a touchdown. Right. Somehow, some way, he just scores a touchdown.
Yeah, he's real good, man.
But Pearsall might
really
be
like
Pearsall might be safer just because he's the only guy right now. How does he not get like 8 receptions in week 1? But I guess I would go Sutton. If you're starting 2, you can start 2 or 1.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, him, Kittle, McCaffrey, they're just gonna get fed. Jennings, you don't know, he's shaky, man. He got a calf injury. He hasn't been at training camp, so I think he's the way to go too.
All right, later.
All right, man. I'm gonna keep it for too long.
All right, later. Gotta go. 662. You're live. I gotta hang up on you guys because it's timer for a reason.
Would you trade Indy for Achane?
Man. I mean, that's like one of those things where like you're drafting at Achane than Hendy for sure, but like when like the draft's over and someone comes and knocking on the door and they're like, "Hey, I've got, I'm here for Hendy." Like Hendy can't play. Hendy can't. Can Hendy play? No. Achane. I'm not overly worried at all.
It to me, and Hendy's on my bench.
Do you have a Hendy in any other leagues?
No, this is just the one league.
Because if you said, yeah, I got him everywhere, I'd be like, go ahead and take the chance at Achane. I'm not overly worried about Achane's calf situation at all. In fact, he's supposed to be coming back, right now.
We did this last night, remember? Where you kind of set it up where Achane would go in the draft, and they're about pretty even.
Right.
This is redraft, right?
Redraft, yes, sir.
If there's Dynasty, I'd say Hendy.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna put my cojones on the table and say Hendy, and let it ride, and just say that. And I'm not saying Ollie Gordon is gonna diminish Achane or anything. I just think that Ollie Gordon's gonna eat a lot. I think Achane's gonna eat a lot, and then Achane's got a little bit of inherent risk because of the cab, but I'm not overly worried. But like in this situation, it weighs in, and I just say Hendy, I believe, can be literally top 5, bro. And I'm not saying Achane can't, but I love Hendy, bro. Hendy's my answer. All right, I gotta go. Appreciate you. Call in tonight if we
Appreciate
go.
it, man. Have a good night.
Later. I don't even know if we'll be actually back live again tonight, because this is this live stream is a little bit. We might be. It might just be a really late show. 4:08. You're live. You got 30 seconds.
Hey, how's it going? I'm in the 12 spot. Left available on the board is Nico, Neighbors, Amon-Ra, BTJ, JT, HN, Jacobs, Hampton, and Kyron. I wanted to walk away with one running back and one wide receiver. I'm in the 12. What do you think?
So Nico, Neighbors. Say it again.
Amon-Ra, BTJ. Nico, Neighbors, Amon-Ra, BTJ, and then for running back, there's JT, HN, Jacobs, Hampton, and Kyron. And I wanted to walk away with one running back and one wide receiver, and with my first two picks.
Yeah. HN, Kyron, Hampton, and JT. Okay. God, I'm right. Like
I was sorry. London's on there too. I'm leaning towards London and Kyron.
London Gold. Okay. Genty's gone, obviously.
Yeah.
They're all fantastic, bro. I mean, Kyron's safe. This is where we're like Hendy's there. We're not taking Hendy when we just said we, you know what I mean? So it's weird, but it's draft value. Draft value is different, and he can probably get Hendy later, and then we're gonna say no to a Hendy HN comparison. But right now, you have to take it's just the way the ADP works. I'd probably say if it was me, Kyron's safer, but I would probably say give me HN and London, but you're not crazy to go HN and BTJ. You're not crazy to go Neighbors. It's just the eventual surgery scares the hell out of me. And I think he'll ball out. I think Neighbors could be the number 1 or number 2 receiver for like 8 weeks straight. He's going to be so good, but just, you got to sell him high. HN for me, I'm not scared about the Cav. I think he could be the number 1.
Okay, got it.
Number 1 running back, but I'd probably say.
And then how do you?
Yeah, go. Is Bucky gone?
Yeah, Bucky and Chase are keepers.
Jeez. All right. Yeah, HN for me.
And then for wide receiver, I'm leaning London.
Yeah, so am I. All right, bro. Good job.
Okay, awesome. Thanks. I
Right,
appreciate you.
Yep. All right, Travis, final thoughts or anything? And then I got to answer these super chats, and then.
Yeah, just 2 things quick. Would you drop Burden for Sampson? Someone was asking.
Not necessarily. I probably would say like what's the context really, and I don't need to know it, but just that if you feel like you need a running back badly, then sure. If you need a wide receiver more and you just think you need to make the move, but you do need the wide receiver, then don't drop Burden. Burden's interesting. I will say with DJ Moore potentially moving to running back is what it looks like in practice today. I know we've seen him take goal line reps and we're like, okay, take it with a grain of salt. But he's like lining up and playing running back today. He was taking multiple reps. So I'm not saying but like Swift is, I don't know if something happened to Swift and he's a very injury prone player. I mean, we really could see something wild like that. I don't know.
I think this kind of gives a little, I mean, not huge, but a little more evidence that Odunze is the true number 1 on the team.
Yeah, but Burden would benefit greatly if DJ Moore was like in some weird role. So
just real quick, and I'll jump off. Thornton would obviously go up if Jacobe Meyers got traded. How about Jack Best? People have completely forgotten him.
Who's that? At this point, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how Jack Best is going to fit back into this situation. Thornton seems like he passed him, which is obviously rare, but it happens. And it's like last time I even talked about Jack Best, and I'm not saying he can't reclaim, but right now I don't feel like he's in any sort of position to outflank Thornton and Amari now. So Best just kind of, they miscalculated.
Amari throws a wrench.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Smitty.
All right. Yeah, I may or may not be back again since it's so late, but we'll see. All right, guys, if I do come back, underdog promo code Smitty, I'll drop that link in the live chat. Sign up now so you're not scrambling to get in. It's possible I still come back. I can't guarantee it, but hit that link right there. That link is right there. $10 minimum. And if you sign up now, and the link's in the description of every video if you need it later, but just do it now so you're not scrambling later. But Underdog will match your first deposit 50% all the way up to $1,000. Captain, Smitty, Andromeda, Thornton, or Royals. Thornton, but I like Royals. Here's the other offer is Chase Cook for Rock Out. I'm on the way out, and I got to get these super chats. You are Mars Man Extraordinary, so I'm going to answer for you, but the phone lines are closed to anybody else. Rock out as quickly as you can. 15 seconds, go.
All right. This is my lineup I want to give you real quick. Burrow, Irving, Harvey, Puka, JSN, Ferguson, and Abuka starting lineup.
Burrow, Irving, who? Say it again.
Harvey. Harvey, Puka, JSN, Ferguson from the Cowboys, and Puka.
Okay. I like it. Puka.
Then I also got Olave on the bench.
Yeah. Not much I'd trade. I'd explore Puka trades. That's the only thing I'd explore. That's it. You know, but I don't know if I would just be trading him for anything. But I'd rather have London. But I'd rather have BTJ. Yes. And London could pretty much, in many cases, be swapped out 1-for-1 pretty easily. And the way you have that conversation is you just kind of casually be like, hey, I'm bored. You want to trade? And then they're like, I don't know. And you're like, what do you want to trade? And you're like, I don't know. And then what are you doing? What are you doing? I don't know. And then you just kind of like slowly get into like, who do you have a receiver? Kind of looking to make a move or something. And you maybe make a trade offer that you know that you would take that they don't want to do. And you're like, well, I don't know. Like I'm tempted to grab like a different receiver or mix my receivers up or something. And then you just offer up like, are you interested in Puka or JSN? Just out of curiosity. And then they say Puka, and then you kind of know if they're interested, and you go from there. Be like, I don't know. What would you give me with London if I made that swap? And then if they say nothing, I like London better, then you don't have a deal. But if they say, I don't know, depends on what, then you know it's done. You know, you could do it straight up if you wanted to. All right, rock out. Got to roll. Appreciate you. Good team. Cool. Bucky, Harvey, Puka. JSN, Fergie. I like it. Nice job, bro.
All right, cool.
Ollie Gordon. Make sure Ollie Gordon's not out there. 209. Here are other offer is Chase Cook for Genty MHJ. I would take Genty MHJ over Chase and Cook by a country. Well, you know, maybe not country mile. Definitely like MHJ and Genty in a dynasty setting. If that's not dynasty, I forget if it was dynasty or redraft. Bajan and what was the other offer? Yeah, I like MHJ and Genty a lot. That's pretty good. I mean, I could draft Genty number 3 overall if I really wanted to in redraft. Smitty, you the man. Thank you. You're the man, Adam. 12-man Superflex auction. May and Love, Jettas, Lamb, Rice, Mims, Kyron, Harvey, JCM, Allen, Sampson, Bowers. Any ideas for upgrades? JJ, divide and conquer. You know, love the team. You could go JJ and JCM even if you wanted to, but JJ for like a Hendy and wide receiver like London type of player. Go to the London owner, go to the BTJ owner, try and see what kind of player they have, whether it's a 2-for-2 you do or just get them to throw in a Harvey. I could do something like that. Truly. I know you got Harvey, but a player like that. But Harvey and Kyron and JCM's damn fine. Lamb and Jettas. I don't think you got to make a move. Honestly, maybe the best move, if you can't do anything spectacular that you can't, an offer you can't refuse. JCM to upgrade May or Love, potentially. Someone's got 2 QBs. Bowers is awesome. Love the team. I'm probably sitting tight other than that. Quarterback move and just maybe doing a divide and conquer. Just because I like London so much or I like BTJ so much that it's not that crazy of an upgrade. We got a $200 hauler. 200. I don't even have a $200 hauler button. I need to fix that. I got a $100 plus.
Smitty, everybody's pretty. $100+ I don't even know.
Gary with the $200 hauler. Gary, you straight up monster. You straight up monster, you. You know what you just did? You just got yourself a seat in the Wild Wild West draft. My boy Gary. Gary just got his seat in the Wild Wild West draft, Gary, if you accept it. Send me an email right now, Gary. Okay, through thefantasyfootballshow.com. Right now, Gary. Right now. Hey, brother, 12-man PPR. I got Hurts, Achane, Mason, Nico, Worthy, McBride, Olave, Mixon, Keenan Allen, Downs. Got offered Nico and Hurts for Kyron and Sutton. Got offered Nico and Hurts for Kyron and Sutton. Need a running back. What should I do? So 12-man PPR. Got Hurts, Achane. Okay. Got offered Nico and Hurts. So Nico and Hurts are your players. So you didn't get offered that. You're being offered the opposite of what you're saying, right? So Kyron and Sutton. Who's your quarterback if this goes down? I don't know who you have. Nico, Hurts, or who's your quarterback? If you do this, who's your quarterback? I don't think I could do this trade. Like, Nico's so good, and Hurts is. I don't think I could do this trade. I think if anything, you're trading Hurts for this. And I know that the draft value is different, but guess what, man? The draft's over, and they need to overpay for Hurts if they want to have Hurts. I think like at least Kyron for Hurts. You know what I'm saying? Like Sutton and Nico, that doesn't need to be involved. So I'm going to say no. I'm going to say hell no. And Gary, send me a message. By the way, anybody wants to drop that level of a super chat on the way out the door, you will also get, in order in which they're received, by the way, I can't control, you will also get a spot in the Wild Wild West draft. Let me explain to you what the Wild Wild West draft is. Okay, so you know the Wild Wild West, right? You know the deal. You know the guy. You know the thing. You know the deal. So the Wild Wild West draft is going to be an amazing little draft. It's going to be wild. We don't draft until after week 1. It's going to be the official Superflex draft of the channel. We'll draft it live on stream. There'll be an entry fee, like $100 entry fee, or what do we normally do? We'll do a $25 entry fee, winner take all. Just so $25 entry fee. That's aside from the super chat or anything else. So somebody's gonna be the treasurer and hold it. All the winnings of the entry fees go to the winner. So winner takes all. Superflex redraft. New crew every year. Okay, you don't get to stay in it year over year. Superflex. PPR, Superflex, 6 points per TD pass. We don't draft until after week 1. We see what happens. We see the Wild Wild West. Week 1 doesn't count. So we're not going to draft based on week 1. But it's going to be an unbelievable experience to watch week 1, know what we know, come in and do a Superflex official, the only Superflex draft of the channel, and take it in to weeks 2 through 17. So just so you know, we'll be doing that on the channel, and Gary just got a spot because he dropped a massive wad, but Gary just set the baseline. So Gary just set the baseline. Gary, I'm going to be looking for your email right here. Okay, Gary, I'm going to send you a link. Gary, that's your message you just sent me, right? Gary's a monster. Did I even answer Gary's question? Did I? Let's see. Gary said, "Hey, oh yeah, that was the Hurts trade." Okay. Yeah, Gary, you gotta get Kyron straight up. That guy's out of his mind. You know what, Gary? You could trade for Hendy. You got HN Mason. Trade for Hendy and something for Hurts. You know, and I know that the guy that has Hendy might not need a quarterback, but this guy's out of his mind trying to ask for Nico too. Kyron and Hurts are a very even swap. The fact that he's trying to get Nico involved is just selfish of him. And then this one here, would you do Hampton and JCM for Chase Brown? Yeah, I don't mind that if you really believe in Chase Brown more than Hampton, but Hampton and Chase Brown are pretty dead even. But yeah, I probably value, I mean, I'm drafting Chase Brown higher, but after a draft, you don't know. Zach says, Gary, you looking to adopt a 35-year-old guy? That's not the first time Ron Navy's been asked something like that either when he dropped super chats. Should I trade Justin Jefferson for Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, A.J. Brown, and Calvin Ridley? Should I trade Justin Jefferson for Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, A.J. Brown, Calvin Ridley? I did it already. Lol. That's a soft lol. When you do LUL instead of LOL, it's a soft lol. It's kind of like a LOL. No, it's not actually. Dynasty. Dynasty's a difference maker though. Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, AJ Brown, Calvin Ridley. So here's the problem. In a redraft, I would. Is Mims worth the pickup? Yes, Charles, but it depends on who you're dropping. I think man, I think that in a dynasty, it changes things. If it was a redraft, yes. In a dynasty, A.J. Brown's not really a spring chicken. Calvin Ridley's not a spring chicken. Breece Hall, not a spring chicken. Garrett Wilson is a pretty decent, aged spring chicken. But JJ's worth more in dynasty. Look, it's going to help you win this year, though. So go take advantage of it. Don't go crazy and flush it all down the toilet. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, a year from today, you might be regretting it, but this year you'll probably win the league maybe on it. So Nolan, this is kind of a tough thing to evaluate. Smitty, I got the 3rd overall pick in a full PPR 14-team draft tomorrow. If Bijan and Chase are gone, who am I going with? Gibbs or Lamb, but depending on what your league mates are doing and how they consume running back or wide receiver down to your 2nd overall draft selection. So if you think you can get Bucky, then you're going to go Lamb. If you think you're going to not have any running backs at all, then you probably want to go Gibbs. So it's pretty easy to answer it that way. 2 questions, keeper, 2 QB, keeper league, keep Kyler or Dak. Honestly, this is a tough one because Dak has got probably more redraft value, but you wonder what happens. I think if something happens with Milton, they send him packing. And so he'll get traded, but his dead cap is awful. So he couldn't probably get traded this year if something did happen. Like he went down with an injury, Milton went in and Milton blew up. I don't know, what's going to happen on that. Caleb or Tua for London and Dak 2 QB. Caleb. Okay, so I don't know about this. Kyler or Dak. Guys in a dynasty, Kyler or Dak. Kyler might have more dynasty value. Dak worries me a little bit. He's very injury prone too. If he suffers another ankle break or something, it's what is his value at all? Kyler runs a lot, gets hurt though, so who knows? I'd probably say I lean a little Kyler in dynasty, but redraft I'd lean Dak. If you had Milton, I'd feel more comfortable with Dak. The other question is trade JJ, Caleb, or Tua for London and Dak. In a dynasty setting, I'm taking London. Or God, Caleb and Tua, I don't want a dynasty. If it's redraft, I take JJ and Tua's side. If it's dynasty, and this is a dynasty question, so I'll answer it both ways. I'd rather have. Jeez, man. I'd rather have JJ and Tua if it's dynasty. It's a tough one. 12-man league, full PPR. Dak Prescott, Penix Jr., RB, Bijan, Achane, Hendy, Kyron, JCM, Ollie, Rice, Wilson, Diggs, Kelsey. What do you think? Any trade ideas? 12-man full PPR. Dak Prescott, Penix Jr., John Achane, Hendy, Kyron. Love the team. If you can start all those running backs, I'm not trading any really. I just like having 4 RBs, but if you can't use them all, then I guess you're trying to trade Kyron or Achane. You're not trading Hendy, you're not trading Bijan, but I'm probably trading Kyron first. And he just got a contract extension, so he's probably pretty tradable. But I guess you would go after guys like MHJ, JSN, Lad McConkey. Those make a lot of sense. Egbuka would also make sense. I know that's a kind of hard pill to swallow, Kyron for Egbuka, but Egbuka's going to be that good probably. So that's probably where I head with that team, my boy. It's a good squad. You got a good team there. Very good team. All right, let's hit the rest of these super chats here. They kind of slipped in on me there. Smitty traded B-Rob. I don't know if B-Rob is Brian Robinson Jr. is only B-Rob. Bijan Robinson is Bijan. It's Bijan. Bijan. It's not B-Rob. B-Rob is B-Rob Jr. I'm assuming this is Bijan Robinson. Scary Terry, Bijan Robinson, JK for Marv Pacheco. That can't be Bijan Robinson. It's got to be Brian Robinson Jr. Okay. Bro, you can't take Tua. Dak is not any better long term, though. You know, I mean, he's a little bit better, but you're talking about JJ. You know, so JJ's worth the risk on Tua versus Dak. I mean, Dak's not necessarily guaranteed to be a starter in this league 4 years from now. Dak has had so many injuries. Dak's ankles and just getting hurt is almost as risky as Tua, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know why. If I could get Milton, I'd be okay with it. I don't know if this is Brian Robinson Jr., bro. I think it is. Brian Robinson Jr., Terry, and JK for Marvin Pacheco. I like Marvin Pacheco over Brian Robinson Jr. and Terry for sure. I think Marv has a lot of upside. God bless you, man. I'm 19 and been watching you since 2020. Thank you, pal. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, my boy. And Antonio to the moon. If that's Bijan Robinson, that side's crazy outweighing the other one. But I think it's Brian Robinson Jr. Pitts is my tight end. Are you out there, my boy? Where's he at? Did he say it's Bijan? It's not. It's got to be Brian Robinson Jr. Okay, Pitts is my tight end. Snag a backup tight end likely or pick up Ollie. I'd rather take the gamble of that I need to go scramble for a tight end at the last minute versus leaving Ollie Gordon out there for someone else to grab and win a league. Would you do BTJ and JCM for Chase Brown and Egbuka? I would take Chase Brown and Egbuka pretty easily. Yeah, that's a good one though. Very good question. This one here, 10-team, 7th pick in draft. CMC, Bucky, Chase Brown, T. Higgins, MHJ, Burrow, T. Mac, Harvey, Rome, Debo, Shakir, Bigsby, Goff, Chase in the 3rd round. Had to. Jamar Chase in that 3rd round is fantastic. So Bucky, I mean, I'd probably trade CMC if this is me because you got Bucky and Chase Brown. You're so good there. And your receivers are a little bit lacking, and you got Harvey as well. Oh, you got Debo as well. Debo, I'm probably trading CMC. You might even be able to do CMC and like T-Mac to get like 2 players and make sure that fits your team very well. T. Higgins and T-Mac for 1 wide receiver if you want to keep CMC. But I'm definitely trading CMC for like Genty. And if you could go get Genty and a player for T-Mac and CMC, then Genty and that player might be more attractive than just trading CMC straight up for somebody. But I would take Genty in a redraft over CMC in a heartbeat. Obviously in Dynasty, you couldn't get that done. I'd take Bucky, but you already got him. Achane over CMC. Appreciate you. MCF, appreciate you. PPR, Kyron, Brees, Pacheco, Caleb, Neighbors, London, Evans, DK, Hunter, JMO. Was offered Jamar, Golden, Chubb, Golden Chubb. Yeah. You were offered Jamar, Chubb, Golden, and Keon for Kyron Evans, DK, JMO. Jeez. Kyron Evans, DK, JMO. Chat, what are we doing there? This is hard in Dynasty to do this. I'm assuming this is Dynasty. Are you taking Jamar Chase, Chubb, Golden, and Keon Coleman, or are you taking Kyron Evans, DK, JMO in Dynasty? In redraft, I'm going to say I'm taking the Kyron side. If it's Dynasty, I don't know that I can. Not saying I'm saying no to it, but I'm just looking at this and saying Kyron's going to age out pretty quickly. It's redraft. Okay, it's redraft. And I'm definitely taking the Kyron Evans, DK, JMO side over Jamar, Golden, Keon Coleman, Chubb. Yeah, I don't. That's so tough. Chad, do you agree? Take the Kyron Evans, DK, JMO side? I think you got to. It's a lot of talent. You got to take that in redraft. That's a lot. Now, I guess it would matter what your bench is. Like, if you're putting, like, great players on the bench, then it doesn't help you. Rate my team 12-man, Lamar, BTJ, Buka, Bucky, Hendy, Laporta, 8.0 easy. That means you're in the top 3 without even me looking at the rosters. Sharps, JCM, don't do a thing. Don't do a thing. You're not weak at wide receiver, bro. You got BTJ and Buka. You're fine. And you're only starting 2 of them, so you're good. You're good to go. I mean, what are you going to do? Divide up something? I mean, just wait for Sharps and JCM to get you a wide receiver. You can certainly make up for it, you know what I mean, later on. But you're going to have to wait it out. All right, thank you for your super chat. Rate my team, Lamar. Okay, got that one out of the way. Thank you, my boy. Smitty couldn't get 4 RBs in the first 4 rounds. 12 team. I ended up getting Daniels, Genty, Bucky, McConkey, Buka, Hunter, Warren, Pitts, Harvey. Love it. That Harvey part really puts it over the top, man. What a squad. 8.0 minimum. You know, depending on some other things, is fantastic, bro. Nice job with your team. Owen, appreciate you. Have made 2 trades now. And in total, I got Mahomes, Henry, Rice, Pickens, and Golden for Baker, CMC, Waddle, Hampton, and Jennings. Also, Bucky, Hendy, Worthy, Keon. So you got Mahomes, Henry, Rice, Pickens, and Golden. Yeah, I mean, you could make arguments on both sides, really, but I'd rather have the side that you got. You did a good job. Great job. And then Worthy, yeah, Bucky. So you have Bucky, Henry, Rice, Pickens, Worthy. Yeah, you're good. And you even covered the Rice situation with the Worthy. Would you trade Bigsby for Ollie and Thornton? I would rather have Ollie and Thornton right now. I love Bigsby, but yeah, give me Ollie Gordon, bro. League winner. League mother-freaking winner, I think. I think Bigsby could be too, obviously. They're both midseason monsters, so we can't get too carried away of saying one totally outweighs the other. 10 team, 0.5 PPR, 2 flex. QB is Kyler, running back K9, Henderson, Harvey, Judkins, Jefferson, Sun God, great wide receivers. Debo, I like moving Devontae Smith here. McBride, unbelievable. I like moving K Walker and Devontae Smith for one monster, bro. One monster. We're talking Bucky-like. We're talking Hampton even. K9 and Devontae for Hampton, and maybe even get something. But Bucky type player, Genty, very doable if you ask me. So go to Genty, go to the Bucky owner, go to Genty owner, go to the Achane owner. Those 3 running backs come to mind for me to make that trade, the Walker and Devontae Smith. And Achane might be the most susceptible. All right, guys, I appreciate every single one of you. You guys absolutely rock. I probably won't be back tonight because it's already, midnight Eastern almost. But make sure you subscribe to the Underdog using this link, or sign up for Underdog using this link, so that you're not missing out on a draft when we do draft. I'll probably not come back tonight to draft. I might, you never know. But there's the link. Make sure you're signing up ahead of time. We'll be drafting tomorrow night at midnight Eastern. Okay? Tomorrow night at Eastern. I go live whenever big news breaks. I go live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. That's the official news show of the channel. Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. I go live when news breaks. Additionally, outside of that news show, and I go live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. I will see you, except for tonight, and usually except for Wednesdays anyway. See you later. Appreciate you all. Thank you all for my super chats. You guys absolutely rock, and we'll be giving away spots to the highest super chatter or super chatters of shows moving forward. This week we got to fill the spots probably by Thursday. We got two drafts that I got to fill spots for. We got the Patreon league as well. That's being discussed on the Patreon, how to get those spots. You got to be a member of the Patreon anyway. So that's all being discussed behind closed doors in the Patreon. Basically, a lot of people are getting into that one. And the other drafts are going to be the Dynasty, the official Dynasty League, which I have three spots for. The official show Dynasty League and the Wild Wild West League. So if you want to be in the Wild Wild West League or the Dynasty League, I'll be doing that on shows moving forward. All right, see you all later. Appreciate you very much. These final two super chats. Rather have Ollie than Kamara in Dynasty? Yes, I would. Have Bijan, Gibbs, HN, Kamara. Also have Wright. Try and get more, because you might be able to get more, because that's a high cost, but I understand it. And $10 hauler here from AJ. AJ, appreciate you. Pick two, or the two pick for a 12-team, 10-man league. 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 2 flex. Should I trade one of my running backs for a wide receiver? League mates are bugging. Bijan, Bucky, Chase Brown, Trey Hendrickson. Wow. George Pickens, Debo, Igbuka. I don't think you need to, bro, because what are you going to do? Put Debo on the bench? What are you going to put Igbuka on the bench? George Pickens on the bench? I don't think I'm doing this. Your league mates are bugging because they want one of your running backs so badly, and you're surviving at wide receiver and they can't stand it. Now, would I even create another hole for myself and say, I'll give George Pickens and Debo to somebody for one bigger wide receiver, like, let's say, BTJ or, Lamb or something. And then I have a Igbuka, Lamb, and then, some sort of player that I'm tread lightly with, Mims, whatever. I definitely am okay with that. But I'm not trading those running backs. I love Igbuka. I love Pickens. I love Debo. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. It's an amazing wide receiver room, actually, considering how good your running backs are. Hopefully you can start all of the running backs. I'll see you all later. Appreciate you. 3-hour show in the books. Dose. 520 of you from YouTube still in the building. Please subscribe if you're new. About 600 or so on Twitter. Please get over to the YouTube and subscribe on YouTube and turn the bell notifications on, because we're not on YouTube. Or we're not on Twitter half the time. So there's 704 of you on Twitter right now. We're not on Twitter all the time. So make sure you're going over to YouTube and hitting subscribe. 1,218 people in the building right now between Twitter and YouTube. See you all tomorrow. Appreciate you.
Audac attack. Audac attack. Lamb. Pickens. Lamb. Pickens. Deck attack. Deck attack.
There are handfuls of Saturn, Mars, and Moon men, but only 8 can be supernovas. I give you the 8 best picks in fantasy football.
They are the 8 supernovas. They are the 8 supernovas. The hateful 8 supernovas. I'm looking
at the 8.
Supernovas.
Actually, you're looking at the 11.
Supernovas. The magnificent 11.
The 11.
Liftoff of mission 41D, the first flight of the orbiter Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
Hey, I'm Dom, and I drive fast cars, get hot chicks, and draft Ashton Genty double fist style with 2 cell phones at the same time. Why do I have 2 cell phones? One for looking up Ashton Genty stats all day, the other is for getting chicks.